This is Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud. And life continues. We're all still here. Maybe. We are all still here to talk about things. Good morning, all. I will just begin. You know, in this business, they always say the best thing to do is ignore the things. I, of course,
Did they say that?
They say ignore the thing. Just move on. Like, you know, if there's like a technical problem, just don't acknowledge it. Just move on. Don't dwell on it. Exactly. Just wash it away. I, of course, am not good at that. For good or bad, I'm not good for that. So, hey, listen, couple of things. So, yeah, an election day yesterday. I assure you, regardless of the outcome, I would have had the exact same thing that I would have said now, regardless of who came out ahead, which is this. There's going to be a lot of sensitivities today. There's going to be a lot of people feeling a certain way today, maybe super happy, maybe super sad, maybe something in the middle. Don't know. Your business, not mine. But we are going to do our best to be silly and sportsy and funny and stupid and all things great and small. What will not happen today is there will be no campaigning. There will be no, I already see in the chat right now, there's going to be a very heavy hand today on all of that because we want everybody to feel welcome and able to, get away from it if that's what they want. Don't want any of that. So just keep that in mind that if things didn't go the way you wanted yesterday, we're here to distract you and life goes on. If things went exactly the way you wanted yesterday, and hey, congratulations, good for you. And
We're here to
distract you and keep in mind your fellow listener, your fellow chatter, whomever it may be. They may not be feeling the same way. So have a little sensitivity and ultimately, not to get sappy, but maybe I am naive. Maybe I am out of touch. Maybe I am just fooling myself, but Chris nods his head. I will choose to believe in our better angels, and regardless of which way but loose, that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. So whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I like to believe that.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Ish. A nice jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my
Your Letterman's jacket.
My Letterman. Yeah, I made the Huddersfield varsity.
Yeah,
and got this nice
traveling with the squad.
Yeah,
for playing the trumpet.
Mm-hmm. Well,
still counts.
You do what you got to do. That's a thing. I found out. I was so excited when my kiddo made varsity last year, little Magoo, and they just don't do varsity jackets really. It's not a
thing.
No, it's not a thing.
I mean, I don't feel like it was really a thing when I was in school.
Man, when I was
there was a couple people, but like I wasn't paying that much for a jacket.
Oh, when I was in school, both
kind of a thing.
Yeah, at Mariloma and Rio Americano, you get your varsity patch and go right out and grab yourself a jacket and sport it. All the ladies love it. Oh, look at me.
I might have been along Chris's line where maybe it was a cost thing because that's the one thing I didn't get and I always wanted to. I got my letters and I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get I can't remember why I didn't get the jacket, but I always thought like I'm gonna get my brother had one. I used to wear his around like it was like 19 sizes too big for me when I was a kid. And I go, man, I can't wait to get my Letterman's jacket.
Yeah.
And I never did it.
I do remember my mom talking about the price, and then she said, like, this is something you can do, but is this something you're going to be wearing in 5, 6, 7 years?
That's true.
Like, that's something to think about.
Do you have a rough idea, Chris, what it cost?
This is going to sound so stupid because it sounded like such an insane amount of money. I think it was like close to $200.
I believe it.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. Because also we weren't like a
God, I thought it was gonna be like I think that was like 130, 140. Not that that's, but
I think like, well, also because our school was very small, it's not like they had like a bunch of prints out.
They're all custom made.
It all had to be custom made.
I think a lot of the varsity jacket too is really for, like my wife's varsity jacket is still in the closet from when she was in school. She played sports. It was cute. And like the kids, she'll pull it out, and all the patches and stuff on it. It was, it's cool to share with, it's like a cool, piece of memory. Yeah, memento. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, you're right. It's just honestly,
I want to say only 2 kids in my class had one.
Oh wow,
wow. Then it's like,
and we kind of made fun of it.
Right. Look at the rich kid with his little patchy. Ooh.
Yeah, that is
the school I went to, they were all the rich kids.
That's why the school shut down.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. Your school shut down.
Chris shut it down.
Were you the last year?
No.
Oh, okay.
160 for me back in 93, says Kev.
Wow.
That's an expensive jacket.
It really is, especially when it's so lame. Like when you
think, that. What is that back then? What year was that?
93.
But also to the point that you said, like if you were a senior when you get it, are you wearing it? And you might get it in the spring. And it's like, are you still wearing the jacket? Like, did you wear it for 2 months?
No, because I feel like that's not something where once you're out of high school, you're like, I'm going out with the friends. I'm going to wear my varsity jacket.
Right.
Like that's high school only, and then high school reunions. You're really just buying it for the momentum.
Do you wear it to the reunion?
I don't. I've never been to one, but I thought you did.
I've only been to one of mine. I wanted to go to more, but I don't think nobody wore the reunion. But I also went to like the 20th. I think that'd be weird if you're like, hey, look at my Letterman's jacket.
Our reunions aren't like a class of whatever. It's just every once in a while there'll be like a message like, hey, we're having a reunion.
Everyone go.
Everyone go.
You know what's funny? I've never been to any of my high school reunions, but I did go to we had an elementary school reunion, a 6th grade. I went to Mission Avenue. It was called an open school. I think that's just because you could go there if you
just walk in.
Yeah, you just walk in.
I'm going to go to school today.
And we had a husband and wife.
Hey, can I take recess?
Yeah.
I'm here for lunch.
I'm here. Yeah, I just want it's pizza day.
Yeah.
And we had a husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Gilchrist, who taught 6th grade. So it was a double class. They actually had knocked out the wall between 2 classrooms. So you had this massive classroom. It was probably like, I loved my elementary school, man. Like it was, so he was kind of like, they were both hippies. Like they were absolutely hippies in the 60s who just loved to teach kids. They were super like gentle and sweet. And he played guitar and she sang. So we'd have like sing-alongs, and then we had like afternoon story time.
I'm thinking of the sketch that Will Ferrell and Anna Gasteyer would play on SNL. That was your teachers.
Oh, teachers? Yeah. I know. You know what? Not that far off, actually.
Singing hip hop, but like in a gospel.
Yeah, that part. No, it was a lot of like Peter, Paul, and Mary, and like what's that one? I'm on top of the world, looking down on creation. Yeah, one of those. And anyway, so he'd pull out the guitar every once in a while, and then in the afternoon it would be story time. I know it's 6th grade, but like I remember he read like The Yearling was one. Anyone who knows this book is going to know instantly. Where the Red Fern Grows. Anyone ever read that one?
Yeah.
That's like seriously to this day one of the saddest things I've ever seen, read. In fact, there's a movie and I purposely won't see it. So it's just when animals are
Attack.
Yeah, it's a
I think I was supposed to rate it and may not have finished
Oh
it 'cause I don't remember.
man, old Dan and Lil Ann, the two bloodhounds the kid saved up for and to go raccoon hunting. Yes, and then I think old Dan tried, spoiler alert, saved him from a bear attack or something, but died in the process. And
I finished my assignment.
it was just and he read that, and it was cool because he'd do little voices and stuff, not over the top.
I'm getting attacked.
Right? Oh, it hurts.
Brandon said that book shook 9-year-old me.
No, for real. No, it honestly, that is a traumatizing book because it not only does it deal with death, but it deals with dog death.
Too much.
I mean,
too much for a 9-year-old.
I know this is a terrible thing to say, but I weirdly have an easier time with human death than I do animal death, and I don't know how to explain it. Don't get me wrong. If it was a choice between my mom and my dog, I'm taking my mom. I'm saying objectively, when you don't know them, for some reason, animal death gets me more.
That actually makes sense since you're the guy that wants 50% of the population to disappear.
That's a good point right there. Yeah, I never say that about the dogs.
So
yeah, you've never said can we get rid of half the dogs?
More. I want more dogs. Remember you.
Those commercials
for just 25 cents a day.
Right. And it's always what was the one
have a lot more dogs.
Right. For just 25 cents a day. And they're showing obviously they have all these dogs, and it's if I give you 25 cents a day, will you stop abusing these dogs or something? What are we doing here? Are you doing this to the dog? Why don't you feed it?
I need a quarter.
Give me money or this dog will continue to be soaking wet and sad.
For less than a cup of coffee.
From that morning newspaper you don't get anymore.
Right. Speaking of, man. The bus has some sort of an allergy, or we don't know what's going on, but there's one, his puppy pad is red. His paw beans, it's red. And then yesterday when I got home, he has this bright red. It's like a pimple, but it's not. It's almost like someone put
a growth, right?
Yeah, on his ear, in the inside of his ear that just popped up. And this is on the heels of when I was in England, and he had this. They call it a hot spot on his rear, and then also in his coat, which are both healing. But it's at the point now where it's they just got to find what is it? So they think it's some sort of allergy to something or whatever. So anyways, got to my wife's dropping the bus off at the vet.
Like Gussie Moto.
Exactly. Hello. So I took him into the vet yesterday, which is always a blast. And then because he does not like car rides. He has an anxiety attack every time we get in the car, and it's I have to sit him on my lap, which is super not dangerous.
The only time you drive him is it to go to the vet?
No, because we take him up the hill all the time, and we have to crate him because he just, and he's just he's freaking out.
Thought about letting him drive?
We did once, didn't work. He kept exiting.
What do you mean I can't drive without drinking my wine?
That's the thing. Well, he always has his head out the window. It's bro.
Him and
Toonses did not work either. So she's got to drop him off in the morning on Friday. And then because French bulldogs are just so inbred and weird, they can't they can't sedate him because they don't breathe well. So they have to completely put him under. So old Gus the bus, they're going to put him under what?
Just, it's so insane. Hey, the way we breed this dog, it might die if it goes to sleep.
It might die if it goes to sleep because they have these shovel faces, they got hit with a shovel. And they got to put him down. They're going to do a biopsy on the ear and on the paw to see what the hell it is. I hope it's nothing. God, I can't.
The price definitely isn't going to be nothing.
Well, here's the thing about it. Here's anybody who's ever had or thinking about getting a Frenchie. They're great. They love them. Greatest dog I've ever had. But we have him insured twice. We have double insurance on him, so we use.
So they pay you.
We still pay a little bit, but it's this one will go up to this, and then when that's done, then we get to this one, and actually, it's really come in handy. But yeah, it's Stupid dogs, man. God, they get into your life, you fall in love with them, and then some crap goes wrong, and that's all where so now the family's on watch, and meanwhile Gracie's just like, let me lick your ear, and she's a moron.
Nacho's hiding.
Nacho is hiding. Nacho likes. I told you she likes to sleep in the dirty clothes hamper in our upstairs bedroom in the closet, and I told you I've been worried about Nacho lately. She's actually been doing better.
See,
but yesterday I'm outside with the dogs. I'm on the phone. The dogs are roaming around. Nacho though was not out there, and sometimes she comes out. Sometimes she just wants to chill in the hamper. Well, all of a sudden I just hear these blood. Like all of a sudden I see the two dogs like perk up, Gus and Gracie, and I hear this blood curdling scream coming from inside. I'm like, oh my God! And then I go inside and I hear Nacho just. It's not a bark. It's literally a scream that she does. And the first thing I thought was like, oh my God, is she dying? Like, is she in the throes of death, right? So I like run upstairs and I turn the corner where our closet is. And all I see is this little dog nose. I had accidentally closed the door behind me. So she was trapped in the closet and was really pissed off about it. And then I opened the closet door to let her out. And this is her gig. Sliding glass door, closet door. She's at the entrance or exit of the door, inside or out, and she has one paw out, like she's gonna step in. But apparently, I don't know what happened in a past life, because remember, we found her in a parking lot, but I think she's afraid that the moment she commits, I'm gonna slam the door closed and she's gonna be decapitated, because she has to take a while to make sure I'm not gonna shut the door and she's gonna get smashed, until finally I'm like, Nacho, come on! And then
that's also what you say when you're at a baseball game.
Yes, when I'm very hungry. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right. So because it was election day yesterday, not a lot of stuff going on.
No.
So we're gonna kind of take a breath today, if you will, Jason. We'll look at the the first few games of the Kings season. We'll look at the NFL trade deadline, which happened. We still got our guests. We're going to Shredville with Coach Plow of UC Davis. He'll join us at 6:44. Kayte Christensen will MC in the chat and
hey, Cal.
bounce around with that. She will join us at 8. And not a snack, a meal for Goso. Niners at 9. Sit back, relax. Leading off is next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Mike's a good guy. He'll be good in that locker room. Obviously, a lot of great veteran leadership. He's had a nice career, and sometimes change of scenery is great for certain guys. I mean, it was great for me. It was fun, kind of get re-enthused and stuff. And we kind of knew with Devontae coming in that there'd be less targets for everybody because G's leading the league in targets. He's gonna get his targets, and Teddy's dynamic player. He's gonna get his targets. So. If this gives Mike more opportunities, that's awesome. And we wish Mike well.
All righty-o. That was interesting that Aaron Rodgers was live on the Pat McAfee show when Mike Williams got traded. The NFL trade deadline has come and gone with be honest, a bit of a whimper.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a little bit more pop to that yesterday, but that just didn't happen that way.
As far as the 49ers go, this is funny. I just Googled Niners trade, pulled up the first article, and you know who wrote it? Kyle Madsen.
Who?
He guy used to work.
Wow.
Yeah. The Niners dealt a 2026 7th round pick to the Texans for defensive tackle Khalil Davis. Davis was a 2026 round pick from the Buccaneers and has bounced around a little bit. So a very, I don't think this is kind of a Javon Hargrave, not replacement, but bolster. But this is not, it's not like Chase Young or
no, doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like
you hope there's an impact there.
Sure.
But yeah, no blockbuster names as far as the Niners.
No, not at all.
Or really the league.
Really, yeah. Like Marshawn Lattimore, you saw him shipped out, and a few others. As I said, Mike Williams. I mean, really, when you look at it, you can make an argument the Chiefs had the most impactful moves, and that was, with DeAndre Hopkins and a couple others. So I'll admit I am a little bit surprised. I didn't think John Lynch needed to make wholesale moves or anything, but you've got a MVP caliber talent coming back from Christian McCaffrey. You got some other guys getting healthy. I get it. That's kind of like their trade deadline.
Right.
I did think, though, he'd bring in one or two guys.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder what the asking price, what was he willing to part with? What is he trying to protect also going forward? And I bet, though, they will rationalize that going, look, if McCaffrey does come back to what he can be, they added the best player at the deadline.
That's right.
I mean, that's how they'll spin it, I guess. But if that's true, if he just come back to that form, they did add the best player.
Well, and you mentioned what he's trying to protect. He's protecting that cash for Brock Purdy next year and a few others. So more on that later, including Niners at 9 with Emil for go. So cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Joel Embiid has been suspended for 3 games by the NBA for shoving a media member in the post-game locker room on Saturday night in Philadelphia. And for Joel Embiid, this was an emotional situation on Saturday night, obviously culminating in a shove to the shoulder area of a columnist. And you think about the first 2 weeks of the NBA season for Joel Embiid, he has a technical foul. He's been involved in 2 investigations, one resulting in a $100,000 fine for the Sixers, and now this 3-game suspension that will result in $1 million+ financial loss for Joel Embiid, all without stepping foot yet on the court. Nick Nurse said it the other day that now it's important for Joel Embiid to bring the focus back to the basketball court, which we should see at some point here very soon.
The suspension, we'll go over the Sixers' next 3 games. That's
games he wasn't supposed to play anyway.
Correct. Today against the Clippers, Friday Lakers, Sunday Hornets. He'll make his season debut, we think, probably when he was going to make his season debut next Tuesday against the Knicks. What this amounts to, Jason, is basically a little over $1 million fine for games lost. That's what he wasn't going to play in these games anyway. So that was $1 million shove, literally. And it's kind of like what we said when it happened. I get why he shoved the reporter, and the reporter not only apologized but also removed those comments about Embiid's dead brother and son, who is still alive, by the way. The brother passed away, not the son. Remove those comments from the article. The reporter was in the wrong for what he did. And when you mess with someone's family, some things are going to sometimes happen. That being said, you can't shove a reporter.
Yeah, and I think that's as much of what this is protection for, or a kind of a planting of the flag, like, don't do this again to anybody in the league. And if you do, we've got a benchmark of 3 games. If it's worse, we'll go more games than that. So you got to have some boundaries here.
And it's always interesting the way you got to think in this day and age. You wonder with the reporter, you get a certain person in there that sees dollar signs. I mean, it's technically assault.
Happened before.
It has happened before. Doesn't appear like that's going to happen. The whole my neck and my back, but hopefully, I as we said before, I hope they have a conversation and come to some sort of a whatever and mea culpa and this and that, whatever. Like, all right, you wrote the stupid thing, I shoved you. Let's move forward. But also for the reporter who, that's always, or what should be always, a journalist's worst nightmare is being part of a story.
Yeah.
When you become part of the story, that is That is a problem. So this guy's profile has certainly been raised. I'm talking about the reporter, but not in any of those good ways. Somebody on the text line said the suspension starts the first game he's physically able to play. Yes, it does.
So May.
That's the thing. When he's physically able to play is certainly. It's not like the NBA sending people out there to have him run shuttle drills. So it's not like the Sixers aren't going to do a thing or two there. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
DeRozan had a turnaround 3 from the deep left corner. Kings got the rebound, fed it out to Fox, straightaway launch, but couldn't come up with a bucket. Ended up 0 for 11 on the night from downtown, and the Kings record is even to 3-3. The 3-game winning streak is broken. Toronto gets the 3-point win, 131-128.
Was Drake mean mugging DeMar DeRozan the difference in the game because it distracted DeMar?
For his 33 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have
You
had
Rose
40.
came home, y'all didn't deserve him neither.
Could have had 35.
Yeah. Which they needed.
Is
Drake in the building tonight? Did we confirm or deny?
I really, honestly,
no chance, right?
I really hope he is. Yeah. I don't think he will be. I really hope he is.
He had been before.
Yes, he has. Yeah. Like I said, I want to see.
Was he at Arco?
Or was it here?
I know he was definitely here, but was he long
also
enough to go to? I want to say I remember him at Arco.
Did you say was he long enough to go to Arco?
Sorry,
around long enough.
Long enough.
Yeah, I don't. I really hope he is, because I want to see that interaction with Vivek and how that works out. I want to see him sitting next to Vivek, and then D Rose like dive for every ball anywhere near them and just do like a people's elbow. Oh, sorry.
I mean, what would be hilarious is if Drake came and he's treated like a star, and then halftime they say, for your halftime entertainment, Kendrick Lamar.
He's got to watch from the sideline. That's fantastic. Kings, Toronto tonight, 7 p.m. And hey, by the way, pregame, all that tip-off right here.
Yeah, it's going to be on here.
On Sacktown Sports.
Yeah.
You know we're the home of the Kings.
We are.
Yeah.
Long time.
You know who else is the home of the Kings?
Who?
Nobody.
Nope.
Well, I guess Golden One Center.
31st season.
31st season. I am old enough to remember when they were on KFBK.
9 years at KFBK.
9 years at KFBK, a little post game and all that.
You were in your room turning in your radio.
Little radio.
Because not all games were on TV. No. Was this before or after the TV switch? It was before.
Before. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before for sure. Yeah. Actually, they were I'm pretty sure the game. I'm pretty sure the games were on 13, which would have been ABC. Pretty sure somebody else who's old tell me. I'm pretty sure when the Kings first got out here, they were on 13. Then they went to 31. They were on 31 for a while, and then they made the transition to cable, I guess.
Yeah, but they're also ABC 10.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right. No, you're absolutely right. They went from 31 to ABC 10 and then to cable.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, they were on 13. That was when like the late great Tom Curran was the early play-by-play voice before Grant and Ted and Derek Dickey.
Yeah.
I only remember them on 31.
31. You remember them on 10, obviously.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The weird thing would be having to watch them on WGN when they were on the road to Chicago.
Uh-huh.
I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tom Curran was the sports guy for Channel 13, and that's kind of how he got the play-by-play job the first year, and that's why they were there. I don't know. Somebody else will know. You know who would know? Gary Gerald.
True.
100%.
I heard he wrote a book on Tycom.
Who did?
Kern.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
Kern on the Cob.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings versus Toronto.
My back, my neck.
Did that hit you?
Oh,
did that bell hit you?
Yeah. Show the replay.
We'll be right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Getting ready for more rain and longer nights? We've got you. Right now, you can earn up to $25 in bonus rewards when you buy 2 Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs and 2 Rain-X Quantum Elite wiper blades. More rewards and better visibility at America's #1 lighting destination, AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members. Restrictions apply.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with $0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Kevin Herter is still Kevin Hurting. The bell is embedded in your neck. Is that what happened?
What? Did something happen?
Lawsuit. Uh-oh.
I'm all right.
Now, here's the thing. Who do you sue, Jason? Do you sue me for throwing the cowbell and it stuck in your neck? Or do you sue Chris for making the worst joke in show history?
Oh, I didn't know. Did you throw it?
No. And there's no oh, he's pulling it out. Okay. He's pulling the cowbell from his neck. Stop it, Chris. Hey, you know what? You're made of cowbell. Look at you. You want to make you feel better? Kill Switch Engage tickets coming up later. Yeah, Headbangers, Hardcore Kids, and Broken Hearts Unite. We'll get to that in the 8 o'clock. Kevin Herter's hurting. He's poor Kevin Herter, dude.
Kevin! I wish it were me. I wish I could just absorb your germs and make my body fight them.
It's like the dude, the shoulder thing happens. He gets the surgery, does the comeback, gets in the starting lineup. He doesn't look great at first. Then he adjusts. He's starting to look great. And then he has to go on this road trip. There's nothing worse than, like torture and stuff. But like,
besides that,
besides like literal torture, there's few things worse than traveling and flying when you're sick. It just sucks, dude. And it's not like he can just come home or like stay in a hotel room and wherever.
I just want to sleep.
Right. And he has to go through all this crap and get on the plane. And then on top of that, which by the way, not the worst idea if you're on a road trip and a player has an illness to leave them so they're not, on a plane with everybody else. But they lug poor Kevin Herter around, and then he gets home and he's dealing with all this crap physically from the injury.
I'm so angry that little viruses can just traipse in here and treat your body like a playground.
And now he's still sick. Mix in some Alka-Seltzer or maybe some
have some sort of home remedy.
Right. There's he's from upstate New York.
I'm going to take care of this, guys.
Yeah.
The secret recipe. Robitussin, Sprite, Menudo. He'll be back ready for NBA basketball.
Honestly, every ethnicity or every cultural group always have, like I said the other day, like I'm not Chinese, but war wonton soup. That's my jam when I'm sick, right? Latinos, Menudo, like whatever it is, Menudo. The English and the Scottish, whatever it is, add a shot of brandy.
Literal garbage.
It's whatever. Cup of tea with a shot of brandy. Some orange juice, shot of brandy, whatever it may be. So I don't know what the Herter thing is. Probably orange juice.
Velvet.
Right? It's just pure liquid velvet.
Yeah.
So Herter's questionable for tonight. Jason, this is a tough conversation to bring up, and I feel like it's okay for us to have this conversation. There aren't many people who can have this conversation and it not go over terribly with Kings fans.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I both have the credentials of being local and Kings fans through and through, to where when we say things, it's not you, it's us. Because I don't want this to come off in any way. I know I joke about third quarters and everyone in the Lexus Lounge, but the question I'm about to ask as I do this giant preamble, I do not want this taken as in any way, shape, or form criticizing our fan base, because on my kids, that is 0% of what I'm saying. I am merely, shut up, Chris. I am merely wondering out loud why our home court advantage record-wise is not what I feel like it should be. Last year, they were 24-17 at home. That's fine.
It's okay.
It's okay. They
like,
were,
for example, what's Boston? I know that's the league best.
sure. Boston was 37-4.
Okay, so dominant.
Dominant. The Thunder last year, 33-8. The Nuggets last year, 33-8. The Timberwolves, 30-11. But I really like to look at the home road splits. 24-17 for the Kings last year at home, 22-19 on the road. Let's go to the previous year. The 3 seed, Sacramento Kings, 23-18 at home. 25-16 on the road. Previous year, they weren't that great. 16-25 at home, 14-27 on the road. What was the first year of Golden One? Was it 16, 17? Yeah. All right, a couple more here. The year before, 16-20 at home, 15-21 on the road. 2019-2020, 16-19 at home, 15-22 on the road. Almost done here. 2018. Okay, 24-17 at home, 15-26 on the road. That's the first split where I go
Jaeger's year, right?
Right, that was Jaeger's year. Year before that, 14-27 at home, 13-28 on the road, and then I believe the 16-17 first year of Golden One Center. I think.
Yeah, this is the 9th year.
Yeah, okay.
So 15-16, I think, was the first
15-16, first year. 18-23 at home, 15-26 on the road, and then the 16-17 year, 17-24 at home, 15-26 on the road. Now, I don't know, and I haven't done the research, although it would be fun for somebody else to do. But I wonder over the last 10 years, if you put together, for all 10 years, you took every team's home versus road win splits. Kings have got to be in the bottom third. So again, I'll ask this question. I want to discuss it today as we take a step back. Where is the home court advantage? Here's the facts. I believe, I might be biased, we have the best fans in the NBA. We have the best, loudest, most amazing fans in the NBA. And even if you want to argue that, it's top 5.
Right.
We have great attendance. They're engaged. What the hell is going on? What really? It's not a blurb. It's not a blip. It is a trend. So somebody help me out. Honest to God, I really, this is one of those times where I'm asking a question I think I know the answer to. I am absolutely mystified as to why we don't have a better record at home versus on the road. We'll take a break. When we come back, UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow, live from Shredville, joins us next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The year was 1948. The Sacramento Symphony was founded. Harry Truman was president. Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver was born. And Walter Keyes opened his first Naturewood home furnishing store 76 years ago on 25th and Broadway. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. All those many years ago, the Keyes family promised integrity and quality in serving families just like yours and mine. Near as I can tell, Walter would have been pretty proud to know that those same values are evident today at Naturewood Home Furnishings. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings. Furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their Veterans Day Save the Tax sale and get started making your own brand of memories. The Keyes family would love to hear them. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
David Dusek writes in Golf Week that according to FootJoy, about 65% of golfers wear the wrong size golf gloves. A properly fit and maintained golf glove will help you stay connected to the club without extra tension, which can mean more speed. Snug is the name of the game. A perfect glove should fit like a second skin, wrapping tightly around your palm and fingers. If the glove is too loose, the extra material can bunch up and lead to a bad connection between your hands and the grip. The fingers of the glove should extend just to the tips of your fingers. If there's too much space at the end of your fingers, try a cadet version of the glove made for golfers who have shorter fingers and wider palms. The Velcro closure should only require a slight pull to secure. If you're stretching the strap significantly, the glove is too small. Natural leather offers superior feel and touch. Synthetic leather gloves tend to cost less and probably last longer. After your round, air out your glove to maintain softness and flexibility. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right. Rest time's over. They had a game last weekend. I know as a coach, you respect your opponent, no matter who. You take each and everyone seriously, purely from a fan's point of view, of which I am. Cakewalk for UC Davis, dude. That was more Tyson Spinks than Tyson Lennox Lewis or Tyson Buster Douglas as we continue the fight theme. 59-7 over Northern Colorado, and Coach Tim Plow of the UC Davis Aggies avenged me once again. However, there will be no walkings of cakes this weekend at Montana. That's number 7 Montana.
Yeah.
And number 4 UC Davis. You know, the head coach of UC Davis happens to be joining us right now.
Hey.
He's live from Shredville, the one, the only Coach Tim Plow. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Boys, good morning. How we doing?
Jason?
Fired up
for
this matchup. Top 10 matchup, Coach. Sometimes you got to get guys ready to go. I'm sure there's not a lot of pregame speeches needed for this one.
No, I think we finally got over the part of the schedule where I got to come up with ways to get these guys fired up. I think they'll be ready to go this week.
So what we have to know, this is going to be a theme now. What was the fight that you showed prior to last week's game? Because whatever it was, good job.
Yeah, so the theme of last week's fight night was overcoming fear, and so we showed Mike Tyson against Trevor Burbick for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Interesting. So overcoming fear. So what was your through line? Was it Tyson overcoming just the pure size of Trevor Burbick being so young? What was your through line there?
Mike Tyson is an interesting guy, obviously, but he was quoted when he was younger about how afraid he was, how he would, when he was walking down to the ring, he was terrified and was worried that he was going to screw it up and not be a great fighter, or the guy he was going to fight was going to beat him. And then as he would get closer to the ring, he would get more and more confident, and then he would step in the ring, and that fear that he used to have, he would create it for his opponent, and then he became the most, maybe feared boxer of all time. So I was just teaching our guys that, there's that doubt that's in your mind, like, man, what if we don't play well? What if this team beats us? And, it's okay to feel that way. And then as soon as you step on the field, you should feel like, man, we're going to beat the crap out of these guys.
Without giving away the fight for this week, because we know you kind of pit your players against one another to figure out who they're going to pick, what would be kind of the thought process? I mean, is this like a true heavyweight, two titans against one another kind of theme you've got going this week?
Yeah, no doubt. I think we got to have our mentality as a team has got to be still about us, but I also think it's got to be about going into a hostile environment and being able to block that out and fight your best fight, So I think it'll definitely be something where the environment is not in our favor, and we got to figure out a way to overcome that.
All right. This is now going to be a thing because now I'm thinking every week. All right, so we don't want to give it away. So I'm thinking, okay, whatever the fight's going to be, odds are it's going to be a fighter going into could be an American fighter going into England fighting an English fighter for a title. Could be going into Mexico or a highly Latino section of the country fighting a Mexican fighter. Those are always some of the greatest environments. Would you mind, just so off air I can try to guess and see if I'm right for next week? Would you mind sharing perhaps the time frame, the generation? Are we talking 80s, 90s, 2000s?
It's early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Is that going to help for you?
Get it? Well, the problem is that now, I also have to go weight class too. And I don't want him to give that away, but it's like, is it a heavyweight thing?
Yeah.
Is it yeah. Okay. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, it does fit, Coach, because of what you are going into in the Big Sky. I don't think there's a more difficult place to play. Maybe Bozeman, but I think it's Missoula. It's going to be a great crowd. It's going to be intense. It's going to be loud. How do you guys try to replicate any of that during practice this week? What kind of noise you're going to be dealing with?
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, you put the crowd noise on during practice and try to make it as uncomfortable for the, especially for the offense as possible. You got to work on your different cadences and, get all that stuff together. But I think the important thing for our guys is I've been to this place a couple times and know what it feels like. We don't have any players that have ever been there. And
oh, wow.
Most of our staff has never been there. The last time we went there was in 2018 here at Davis. So I think the important thing I'm trying to explain to them is it's a different kind of crowd. And when they walk onto the field, it's going to feel really unique. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be one of the best environments they've ever played in or maybe ever play in. And so they just got to be able to overcome that initial juice that comes from that and be able to focus on just doing their job. And, in 2018, the funny story was that Coach Hawk had gotten some study from somebody that said, hey, when you clap your hands, everybody can hear it. So the crowd noise is no problem. So we were like, great, that's easy. So we got out there and very first play of the game, Jake Mayer claps his hands and nobody moves. and he looks over at me and I got full panic on my face. So we take about 4 or 5 false starts in the first drive. I think we had about 8 or 9 in the first half, and we're losing 21-3. And then we go in at halftime, and we decide how to do a silent cadence, had to make it up on the fly. And then we came out and scored 46 points in 8 minutes and set the record for points scored in Montana. So, once you can overcome the environment, it just becomes a football game again, and we got to make sure we do a good job of that.
What do they, let's play a color commentator here, Coach. What is it that they do best that you guys that you feel like you've got to be on the lookout for the most?
I think offensively they do a great job of getting the ball to their skill players. They got a really good veteran receiver crew, a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football games. They got a great young running back. And so they do a really good job of just kind of spreading you out and getting different guys the ball, different personnel groups, explosive plays. And I think they're the 3rd best offense in the country or something like that. And then defensively, they're pretty exotic, bring a lot of pressures. Obviously they play a lot better at home, with the crowd and all that. So, and then I think they got historically maybe the best return man in the history of the Big Sky. He's got 6 touchdowns. So, all 3 phases, they got things that can really make it a tough day for you. So you got to really figure out a way to handle those things and then try to take advantage of some other things.
Yeah, Coach, wanted to ask you about that. I saw that last week that, Junior Bergen returned another punt for them. I think you said 6th, most ever in Big Sky. Is that something where you kick it away from him? You try to get a fair catch, high kicks? Like, how are you kind of I mean, without giving away game plan, I know you've got to be well aware of what he's capable of.
No, yeah, I think I always view those guys like home run hitters. You know, you got to be able to throw a couple pitches. I mean, you can't just throw one pitch and hope that works the whole game. You better be able to throw breaking balls and high fastballs and change ups, and hopefully, you know, he's not Barry Bonds that day. Hopefully he's Aaron Judge. You know what I mean?
That's Coach Tim Plow, UC Davis, Aggies, Montana, ESPN too, by the way.
Yeah.
To go along with your home of the Aggies here, Sacktown Sports, and the voice of the Aggies, Scott Marsh. Coach, 3 games left. You got Montana, Montana State, and then, by the way, we got a break here. I'm sorry, but when it gets to the Causeway Classic, Jason, are you still going to be part of the interview?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right. You know, we're all friends here. Coach, have fun in Shredville. Have a safe trip out there, and bring back that W.
Boys, we gotta band together here. It's going to take all of us. So let's make sure that we just dream about hunting grizzlies, and we got to catch another bear this week. That's all we got to do.
That's all we got to do. Yeah. Get that W. Come on back. We're rooting for you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh God. I just realized something. I didn't tell him I didn't do a Montana story about what they did to me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are they going to lose now? That we have a streak going. Never, ever F with a winning streak. That's what crashed. Okay. We got to take a break. Wow. We may have to have
think he might be responsible for their loss?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay.
By the way, did you hear the shot he took at Aaron Judge?
I did. When we come back, we may have to have him back on just for that story. When we come back, we'll wrap up the NFL trade deadline. Not a ton to wrap up, but we'll take a look at it and more coming up right after this.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like wipers. If your wipers are streaking, skipping, chattering, or even worse, loud, you need to visit AutoZone and get some fresh new blades. We've got basic wipers to get you back on the road, as well as premium blades from Bosch and Rain-X. So if you're hearing this, just head to your nearest AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Ready to pre-game your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years, where aloha is served daily. Located just steps away from the arena, whether it's game day or concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Are you planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery Hammer & Associates, We handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Katie will join us in an hour. Emil Fregoso at 9. Our thanks to UC Davis football coach Tim Plow. I may have to, maybe I'll just call him offline and be like, "Hey, dude, this is what they did to me as a kid," or something, just to give him that motivation. I know he takes that into that's probably part of his pregame speech.
Sounds like he does
every week. We're gonna get in the NFL trade wrap up. The thing is that's not really a full segment because not a lot happened.
Yeah.
So I kind of want the through line today. Part of our conversation throughout, for those of you just joining us, is I was asking the question openly earlier, where is the Kings home court advantage through the years? Now, you and I and many Kings fans listening right now remember where you go into Arco Arena, good luck. Even when they were bad,
right?
Good luck.
Yeah, they could have 20-something win seasons, but be a really good home team.
Yeah.
And they won. There was a span where they won one road game. In like lose 41 in a row?
They 41 in a row.
It was over 2 seasons.
Beat Scott Skiles' Orlando Magic. I'll never forget to break that record.
Just dreadful on the road. And the best year at Arco when they were dominant early 2000s, I think they were 35-6, 36-5. So they've had a year like that where they would just good luck coming into Arco and beating them when they were really good. I don't know that I've got a great answer. I mean, part of that run at Golden One, they were not a great team, but that doesn't answer to what you were saying earlier when they weren't a great team in the early years at Arco and they would win at home.
That's the thing, is the splits.
Right.
Even when they were a bad team, okay, well, maybe that means they won, 20 games at home, or 15 games at home, but they won like
21-20 and 8 road wins.
Right, exactly.
Terrible.
There was a huge split. I guarantee you the percentages were far different. So let's put everything on the table.
Yeah.
The one thing we both agree on that we will not say, it's not the fans.
No.
But, and this is the only time I'm going to talk about fans, I think one thing to throw against the wall is new arena, new economics, have the crazies been priced out? And by that, I mean, not necessarily priced out of the building, but have the crazies, you've seen this happen in San Francisco a little bit, where do you have more of your corporate crowd for the most part down low and your crazies in the back of the lower bowl and up top?
Yeah.
So you have this kind of, you have not that rich people can't be loud, but not as loud as, guy who's half in the bag in the third quarter screaming his face off.
Yeah, I think in sports in general, the scale has moved like a lot of things, but the scale has also brought a wider gap, right? So like if I don't know, in 1988, oh my gosh, it was $100 to sit courtside. Well, I was sitting upstairs for $6 or $10.
That's right.
And you go, well, that's not, who can't afford $100? Well, no, you can't. Not everybody can. And now if that scale is, hey, and I'm going to throw out a number that I don't even know if it's $1,000, $500 bucks. Well, that's a big difference. Even if it's like, yeah, I got upstairs for 40. So the scale has grown too. And so I still think you have that same thing. I think the only difference, one of the differences as far as the volume was the seats, like that floor. I think Golden One's still plenty loud. They get really loud in there, but I think it's a different kind of noise compared to what Arco was. But I don't know how much of a tangible difference that is on the court. I really couldn't speak to that.
Well, and that's the other thing I was going to bring up. And again, I don't know that any of this is true, but there are a lot of people that would say that Arco Arena was far louder than Golden One Center. But I've heard Golden One Center. Just Bogdanovich, Lakers.
Yeah.
Kevin Herter, Utah, 2 years ago. Like I've heard Golden One Center get so loud.
Game 1 of the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard it get so loud that it shakes the TV monitors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that Arco didn't have. Maybe everyone was kind of closer. You had the wooden floors for the stomping. Like it was easier, I think, to get louder at Arco Arena, but it's been plenty loud.
I would say, ironically, Golden One being a better concert venue makes it worse sound-wise for a game.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other part, the better part,
and Arco was an awful place to watch a concert.
Yeah. The better part of Golden One compared to Arco 2 is the concourse. So I think you can also look. I remember one of the first games, Dave, I'm there and go, gosh, why do I feel like there's, sometimes when you can feel like there's people behind you or a presence behind you, I'm like, and I look, I go, oh, there are. Like there's just people around the concourse watching. And so I think that it's spread a little bit different. People may be up in the Sierra Nevada. Now, it doesn't mean all the noise isn't coming in, but Arco, basically, you had to be in your seat to watch the game.
Right.
Where here, you don't have to be, and that's a good thing. But I think some of that is, as far as the noise goes, again, what kind of tangible result is that on the court? I don't even know how you measure that.
Okay. Is there anything I know I bring it up jokingly a lot. Is there anything to the lounges, the third quarter, the lower bowl being half empty? Is there anything there? Or is it that, I know the court, look, baseball is very unique in the sense that imagine Golden One Center. Imagine that at Golden One Center, the rims are actually 11 feet.
Right.
And all the distances are different. Like baseball, every park is different. Football, basketball, they're the exact same dimensions 100% of the time. But is it that a lot of these arenas now are very similar?
Yeah, I think the only thing that I could think would be different is maybe some of the lighting. But other than that, I mean, now that's into the nuance. I know there literally was, like in the old Boston parquet floor, like there were literally dead spots.
Right.
We're not in that day and age anymore. So, I can't think of anything structurally, arena-wise that would be a difference.
And by the way, this isn't just limited to, for example, the Intuit Dome is the greatest basketball arena in the world right now. The Wall of Fans. It was literally designed to create a home court advantage for the Clippers. Jason, the Clippers are 2-0 on the road. They're 1-4 at home.
Yeah, and they just got their first home win. They were 0-4.
So
yeah. And it's not as simple as like part of it. Yeah, they weren't a very good team in that run. But we go back to when they weren't a very good team at Arco. And they won plenty there.
I don't know.
But I would say this over the last, I don't know how many years, there's been too many times like, oh, good. Whew, they got a 5-game homestand. They got to do some damage here. And I feel like more times than not, that's been a 3-2, 2-3, not the 5-0 that you're hoping for, or 4-1. Yeah, I feel like those have happened to this team a lot.
Some people are saying too many sweets. Just, but again, look at the type of.
But is that impacting the player?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting to ask. I mean, whether it's Henry Turner, whether it's Doug Christie, whether somebody that has spent time in Arco and spent time in Golden One Center, either as a player or player/broadcaster or coach or whatever, to say what is there a palpable difference to these players?
Yeah, and I mean, look, generally, I think home teams do better than road teams, but I think conversely, I think there's something about being on the road when it's. I personally think it's a little bit easier to lock in on the task. Me personally, I'm not playing, but it's like, you know why you're in Utah, you know why you're in Atlanta, you know why you're in New York. You're there to play that game. When you're here, it's not like you of course, you know you've got a game tonight if you're the Kings, but I don't know. This is where you live. There's a few more things that are comfortable, and that comfortable should be good for you. But like, you know, you're in the hotel, you're pretty much going through workouts, practices, or the game, and there's no other, I can't say there's no other distractions. That's not a fair statement, but that's kind of what you're there for. Where it's here, it's like, hey, Dave, I'm going to see you at the game because I'm going to get there at when I normally do at 4:30. We'll go through, walk through, or whatever, shoot around, get a few shots up, and then we're playing. You have no idea what I did between, you know, when I woke up to 4:30, we're on the road. It's like we had the morning shoot around, probably nap, and then get on the bus and go. And I know why we're in, like I said, Milwaukee or whatever city. I don't know. I'm stretching here, trying to find something.
No, and I hear you. And the reason why I keep coming back to it being not that Sacramento is the only team, but it being a little bit Sacramento specific is, you know, you can say, well, you know what, maybe with the improvement in travel, you know, teams going on the road, it's just not what it was anymore, and it's more comfortable, this, that, whatever. But we'll go back to the beginning of the conversation. The Celtics were 37-4. The Thunder were 33-8. The Nuggets were 33-8. The Timberwolves were 30-11. The Bucks were 31-11. You have these. Philly always gets me. Last year was actually fairly close for Philly, but let me look at where was it the year before. If I remember right, Philly had some crazy home road splits that just aren't there anymore either. I don't know. I don't have a great answer. And again, I don't think it's the fans. I don't know what the hell it is, but the bottom line is this: when it comes to wins at home versus wins on the road, since Golden One Center opened, the Kings are at or near the bottom of the league when it comes to that. And that's just so strange, being that we do have the best fans in the NBA. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get into 3 for Madness. The Chiefs, DeMar DeRozan and Keon Ellis are the stars of that segment. Quick 30-second break and a word from Jason Ross about overhead. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, I've had a chance to tell you about Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. They are monsters in this industry, and they've been a proven, established business and company for a long time. In fact, in our area, for over 70 years. And you know it too, because imitation, you know what it is? It's the finest form of flattery. You've heard that saying before. And others have tried to copy or grab onto the success, but they're not going to allow that, because there's only one Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And that is why you need to look for the red ribbon logo. That's the identifier. That's how you know you're dealing with a great family-owned and operated company, great people, and you're going to get a product that you are very, very happy with. Here's what you'll find when you contact them at 916-421-3747, or just look up their website. That's ohdsac.com, and you'll see an incredible selection of garage doors that will do more to improve the value of your home than you could have ever imagined. Now, you might need that brand new door. You might need just a repair to an existing door. It could be at your home. It could be commercial, whatever the case may be. They will take care of your needs, and they will do it very well. And while you're getting your information about Overhead Door, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, mention me, Jason Ross, and us right here at Sacktown Sports, and you'll receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. They're simply great at what they do, and they will get to work with you'll get to work with great people that have been making people so happy in our area and around Sacramento for a long, long time. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
A guy on the text line, I assume a guy, maybe a girl, from the 530 said, you guys just said the answer. The top teams in the NBA. What about the bottom teams? Well, that's where the math comes in. Just some quick math I've been doing during the breaks, but I've only gotten to the last 4 years. Generally, it's about a 70, even if you're the worst team in the NBA, it's about a 70-30 split league-wide. What percentage of your wins come at home? What percentage of your wins come on the road? It's about a 70-30 split, give or take. Kings are around 55-45. That's consistent over the last 10 years. So that's a real number. That's not a blip or a blurb. It's a trend. And you know, who knows? We're not going to get the answer, but it is quite interesting. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Christopher Ladd, question 1.
Is there any reason to believe the Chiefs won't repeat as champions again?
No, there isn't. Other than any given Sunday, other than it's one of them and 31 others, the old platitudes. But you're talking about the 2-time defending champions who are currently undefeated halfway through the season, who have had, some pretty decent tests.
Yeah.
Jason Ross, including going on the road to face the defending NFC champions in the Niners and beating them with 28-18. It wasn't that close. They close game against the Bucs. That's a division winner, but still beat them. Beat the Ravens opening day. They've had some tests. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying I don't have a good argument as to why they won't. Other than, honestly, the best argument I have is the argument I hate to use is barring injury.
Right.
I think it's good that it's going to need, they're going to need some bad luck. I think one way or the other.
Yeah. Right now, to me, I think they look as beatable as they've been, but the answer to that is they've won every game, right? I think they look like, I wouldn't even say that they have flaws. I think you can get them, but who's getting them? No one has. They've had some tough tests, as you said.
That's right.
And this reminds me of maybe if this part of what they're doing was in the postseason, you go, I don't even know if the Chiefs are the best team, but they got through and they won the Super Bowl. Right now, I don't know 100% that they're the best team, but they keep winning every week. They've won the last 2. We all are very impressed with their quarterback and head coach and even defensive coordinator and some of their best players.
Right.
So, I mean, they've got all the things to do it again. But I think it just goes back to, since it's a 1-game thing in the playoffs, someone could beat them, but will they? I just, predicting it and seeing it happen is a different thing.
The Chiefs lost to the Raiders last year.
Yeah.
The Chiefs were a better team than the Raiders.
Absolutely.
It's going to have to be something like that.
Yeah.
It's just going to have to be the Chiefs play their worst game in the playoffs, just happens. Patrick Mahomes is off. He ate something weird. Right. I don't know. And the other team just plays their tushies off.
Yeah, even the last 2 that they won, the AFC Championship game, they had to go through Baltimore, and there was, I think, a fumble late by Flowers. Like, if that didn't happen, well, and then Super Bowl, I think there were a lot of lanes you could point. Oh, the Niners could have won. Yes, but they didn't win. And that's what the Chiefs seem to do, is they always kind of find the way.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Grade the DeMar DeRozan acquisition thus far.
Hey. It's top 10 in player ratings right now, up with every other player around him as an all-star. He is an all-star if the game happened tomorrow. And they did not have to trade anyone to acquire him. Well, I mean, they did, but yeah, you get my point. And when you look at the difference between him and Harrison Barnes, no disrespect to Harrison Barnes, but not only is DeMar DeRozan leaps and bounds ahead of him offensively, small sample size, but his defensive metrics so far have actually been a lot better than Harrison's were too. Now, I think that's going to come back to the mean at some point, but a lot of that is also the improved team defense. It has been, if not perfect, I think it's been as good as Monty McNair could have hoped for so far.
Yeah, I would say A for sure, maybe even A+, because that we would say this last year. That's why you have averages. In Harrison Barnes, he might have had a 33-point game. He showed us he could do that. The problem sometimes with Harrison Barnes is maybe the next game he scored 4. And DeMar DeRozan he's averaging 20+ because he's getting 20 plus every game and get 30 sometimes. But it's also he's completely changed the team from the worst free throw shooting team to the best, and it's kind of happened with the impact of one player. That's amazing. And he doesn't get all the free throws, but he's made other people better at it. He gets to the line more than anybody on the team, and he makes them. So it's been absolutely awesome. And I think a lot of people were wondering how the fit would be. So far, so good. So far, so great, really.
Right now, he is the biggest free agent acquisition in Kings history.
Yeah.
Ahead of Vlade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're less than 10 games in the season, but looking pretty good for him. Looking pretty good for Monty McNair. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
7 games in, do you believe Keon Ellis should be starting?
Yeah, I did earlier, and I'll continue to say that I think they are I understand the Herter starting thing, and I'm not entirely sure, by the way, Jason, that if Keon Ellis is playing at his best and Kevin Herter's playing at his best, I think I could acknowledge I think the Kings are probably better with Herter in the starting lineup. But it's not just those Herter inconsistencies. It's that this is a different style of team with Keon Ellis playing those minutes. And I'm also aware that though Keon Ellis hasn't been starting, with the exception of that one game, he's been getting semi-starter minutes. I love the Fox-Ellis backcourt defensively. I think Keon Ellis makes De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox plays better defense with Keon Ellis on the floor. I think it's infectious, and I think that's how you really make things. I think, for example, let's look at Miami. Ultimately, the Kings' comeback, although we focus on Fox and DeRozan and all that, it was their defensive stops that set everything up. That's the part that's not as flashy. And Keon is just an absolute blur. He's one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. And for a team that has struggled with their defense in the past, I want to give him as many minutes as you can.
Yeah, I think some of the numbers, too, if they play Fox, Ellis, and Murray at the same time, those 3 on the perimeter are really lethal together. What's interesting, and I'm going to keep watching this because I think we've all talked about defense. We've all talked about rim protection, whatever it might be. There was a moment late in the Miami game where the Kings are, it's anybody's game. I want to say there's about 3-ish minutes to go.
Right.
And Fox had already come back in. Now DeRozan's coming. He's going to come in to close. And I remember looking on the floor going, all right, Sabonis is in, Murray's in, Fox is now in, and I think it was Monk and Ellis. Okay. And I went, DeRozan's coming in, makes perfect sense. I'm like, ooh, who's he getting, Monk or Ellis? And they took Ellis out. And I went, And I think more times than not, as much as we say like defense, Mike Brown leans offense.
He does.
And so he closed with that group, and that group won the game. But I remember thinking, ooh, this is a debatable, in my opinion, it was a debatable move. Now, Monk did some things. He didn't hurt him by any means. But it's just kind of funny to me. Like, I think we all look at that defense sometimes, and to me, he closes more. He leans more offense. When a lot of people go, he's a defensive-minded coach. I go, is he? Is he?
I
think it's just something to watch.
I think the best coaches.
I mean, do you remember Keon finishing much?
No. I think the best coaches are like. Let's use this example. Remember when Mike Malone was a defensive guy with the Kings, and reportedly Vivek's big problem with him was his offense.
Right.
He goes to Denver, and that offense is ridiculous. Yeah. The offense was record-breaking at times. I think a lot of the best coaches their identity as a coach will depend on the players and personnel they have around them. So in the past, when Mike Brown was Mr. Defensive Guru, well, he also had Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and others to work with. Right. And yeah, but you put this team doesn't really, I don't know what the hell their identity is. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's a bad thing. I think this is about as well-rounded a team as we've seen in a long time. They've shown that they can play top 10 defense in the NBA. They've also shown they can play top 10 offense in the NBA.
Yeah, I just think they're three best perimeter defenders right now. I don't really think it's debatable. This is my opinion, but we'll see. Would be Fox, Ellis, Murray. I think Fox and Murray are definitely finishing the game.
Yes.
Ellis is a question mark to me. I think Monk will be on the floor more times than not.
Sure.
Maybe DeRozan would be, but it's just interesting that they don't, unless it's like, hey, one possession, they're on defense, timeout, they need to stop. Yeah, right. Ellis will be in there. But like the last 3 minutes of a game, I don't see him in there a lot.
No, I don't know if it's just I think to your point, he's worried about offense.
Yeah, and you also need points too. I don't want to,
Well, we had all this conversation in the offseason about how we need Domantas Sabonis to shoot more threes, because when you look at the numbers, they tell you that he's one of the better 3-point shoot, small sample size, but that he's one of the better 3-point shooters on the team. Okay. Keon Ellis is shooting 52% from the field, and Keon Ellis is shooting 36% from beyond the arc.
Mm-hmm. It's not a liability.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So why are we not transferring that over and saying, well, if it's an offense issue, all I know is this, now I also allow for the fact that maybe he's very careful with his shots. And if you added another 5 or 6 shots, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to shoot 52% on those extra shots. Maybe he just takes what the defense gives him. But Jesus, can we give it a shot here? Because all I know is that if you ratchet up his volume a little bit, if you're worried, and why should you worry about that? It's the same thing a Herder will do. It's the same thing, honestly, Keegan will do. Your 3 mouths to feed are Fox and DeRozan. That's 70% of the mouths. And then the rest is Sabonis and Keegan and whoever. Well, then you have Keon Ellis, who he's your DeMar DeRozan on defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's your guy, man. That is your guy in the backcourt. When you've got Fox, Murray, and Keon Ellis as your defensive guard on the perimeter, and then, by the way, you got a guy in Sabonis who can sag back, who was a top 10 guy in the league last year, weirdly enough, in that metric. Why not give that a shot?
Yep.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NBA, starting with Joel Embiid. We've also got some injuries to deal with as well. We haven't talked about Greg Popovich yet. Let's do that next.
Leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy.
Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, terminal offers. Ends 12/124. Source internet search 11/224.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Got my banana.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you're going to eat that banana?
What's wrong with eating this banana?
Looks pretty brown.
Well, let's see.
Not at all. That's perfect.
Oh, I don't think this is brown as much as it's bruised.
It's bruised.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
Really? You're going to waste all of that?
What is wrong with you?
Look at that.
Me or him?
With Dave.
What do you mean?
It's fine.
No, it's not. It's gross. You want it? You eat it.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I would eat it.
I would eat it if you didn't have your hands all over it.
Cut the part out that I'm touching.
Which is all of it.
That's gross, dude. Oh, he's pulling it out. I don't want mushy brown banana. You'll eat mushy brown banana.
That's when it's ripe.
The second you chew that, it's mushy banana.
Yeah, I get it, but it tastes okay. Oh, let me guess. You guys are also the serial killers that'll eat the brown part of the avocado?
Yeah.
It can. Yeah.
It tastes different.
Oh, it does?
It
tastes like bruise?
Let me tell you right now, if you gave me a spoonful of brown banana and a spoonful of white banana, and you gave me a
brown banana, white banana,
and if you gave me a spoonful of brown avocado and a spoonful of green avocado, blindfold me, I'm telling you the difference 100 out of 100 times.
That doesn't mean it's bad.
It tastes weird.
If I had a chocolate cake or a steak, I could tell a difference.
That is not the same, dude.
Totally the same. Tastes like chocolate steak.
And don't be giving me the whole, the brown banana is what you use for banana bread. Okay, this isn't banana bread. I'm not making banana bread. I'm eating raw banana.
You're going raw with the banana.
So you don't like cooked banana?
Bananas Foster?
Bananas Foster's good, but it's white banana. That's caramelized. It's not. You're not starting with brown banana.
Like banana cream pie.
Wow.
So if you watch the banana turn brown, then you would like it. You don't like that it's just brown automatically.
Dude, that's like if I'm cooking it's like if I'm cooking a grilled cheese sandwich and I put it in the pan and the bread turns brown because it's toasting versus if the bread is just in the cupboard way long and is old and crusty. Like they're different types of brown.
But I think it gets that way for different reasons. That's just bruised. Just for the way it was.
Yeah, it was bruised, but it's also a different consistency. It's okay. White banana is mushy. Brown banana is goopy. And there's a difference.
You like the goop.
Like a stew is thick, but it's still a liquid. A soup is watery, but it's still a liquid. You guys are weird, man.
You like it the mush.
The mush.
The mush.
Joel Embiid was suspended for 3 games. Where is
Got me feeling icy.
Thank you. Joel Embiid was suspended because he pushed a referee. He pushed a reporter. Sorry. He pushed a reporter. You can't push a reporter. I get why he pushed the reporter. You can't push the reporter, Jason Ross.
No
pushing.
And
reporter.
the league says no. 3-game suspension.
Yeah.
Keep your hands off the reporter, even if you felt he was wrong or she was wrong, whatever the reporter may be, in any future situation. But the league says no, and certainly Embiid. And I know that you said the reporter apologized to Embiid.
Yeah. A reporter apologized for putting the thing about his dead brother in the article, which he should have. That was just sloppy and dumb.
Yeah.
But you can't push the reporter. That being said, I would like to revisit my ongoing argument that can we please just end all media members in locker rooms? Just
really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think the locker room should be okay. First off, look, this isn't in order of priority, but can I just say it's just kind of weird.
It is.
It's a little weird.
You have to then allow media a space. Wow.
The bottom of the banana was brown too. Sorry, go ahead.
You could taste it.
I could 100% without even looking at it. That's
here.
proof.
It's in here.
Go ahead.
You have to then allow a place for the media to get to the players.
Oh, well, let me say this. So I should have finished my sentence. Ban the media from the locker rooms. Normalize talking to the players in mandatory media availability, either at a podium or outside the locker room. What I'm saying is the game ends, they go in there. Now, of course, we assume everybody knows, and I shouldn't do that. Game ends, locker room is closed, coaches are having their post-game meetings, whatever. Players then go in the shower, do their thing, whatever. And then at some point, a few minutes later, media person will open up the locker room. It's not like the players and media are all going into the locker room at the same time after a game. There is a waiting period. But when the media gets into the locker room, some of the players are dressed, some of the players are dressing, some of the players are still in the shower. So you have this motion of players staggered basically coming out. And my thing is, first off, the locker room should be a safe space for the players. You're very emotional after a game. You need time to calm down. Anybody who's ever been competitive at any level knows that sometimes right after the thing, you're a little more emotional. And these guys are like professional competitors and have competed their whole life. So it's like a whole different level than anything we've done. I know it makes for good reading and viewing, but ultimately I think it's a little bit it's unfair to the players. I get it, but it's a little unfair to be like, and I've used this silly analogy before, but like we had some crap show someday that we did, and then we had media availability afterwards, and let's say, and everybody apply this to your own job. 10 a.m. hits. We just had like the worst show. Jason, you set me up for this thing and I missed it. And we had this argument and there was a segment we were supposed to do and I totally fumbled it. Like I was the least valuable player of the show. And we
No, that's on me. I played the drop at the wrong time and it wasn't the right one. It's on me.
That would be a great conversation because we're all trying to take accountability. But what if it's one of those where it's like, no, Chris, you did it. And Chris is like, no, you did it. And Jason's like, no, you all did it. And we have a closed door thing where we're going at it because we don't want to show that to the public. And that's when we yell at each other and take accountability or give accountability. And then we have to go face the media. Hey, Jason, what happened? 9:30 segment. You set Dave up to talk about DeMar DeRozan, and he started talking about mushy bananas.
Yeah, it was Chris's fault.
You could tell that the look on your face, you were not happy. What happened? Well, maybe right after the show, you're going to be like, yeah, because Dave has ADD and he's a moron. But by the time, if you have that little bit of space, you go, oh, no, that's not what happened. I mean, obviously we're going to go one way, but that's what I love about Dave. And, he does this and that, and it's what makes the show what it is. And no, it's completely fine. You're reading way too much into it. In other words, your reactions are going to be different once you have a chance to calm down and remember what you're doing. I don't see the necessity in media having to go into the locker room, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball, directly at that close. Keep them out of the locker room. That's the player safe space. And then you have the podium and you have a designated media available. You tell the rep, Shannon for the Kings, or you tell whomever it is, hey, is Keon coming out? I'd like to talk to Keon. Yeah, no problem. Then Keon comes out and you interview. You still get your same questions, but you're not invading their space.
So it's more of a space thing than a reaction to a tough loss, because the podium is going to be the same thing. Like if it's the analogy you just gave, instead of someone coming in here, we walk downstairs to the soundstage, and that's where we have to. I'm still going to get the same questions. I still it's still a timing thing where I'm upset about what happened in the show, and then
you're still going to get the same questions.
There's still not really that time buffer.
You're going to have a time buffer. And by the way, if a player's still fired up and they still say something stupid, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're thinking of this is what soccer does. Soccer, they have a formal press conference.
That's right.
This is what happened. They're at the podium. And then there's an informal players walking down a line type of thing of, hey, can I ask you what happened here?
And they still get all their stuff. Yeah. I'm not in any way, shape, or form, just in case like Sam's listening or something. I'm not in any way, shape, or form advocating for the media to not access players. I'm saying standing next to a player while he's pulling his shorts on 5 minutes after a game when emotions are high in the locker room and maybe somebody's yelling. I don't know. I feel like it's just a little intrusive. And I think there's a fine line between access and intrusion. I don't see why we couldn't get the same thing coming from more of an organized podium situation, but your point's well taken, Jason. I mean, you're still going to have issues.
Yeah. Also, the other part about the podium is it's kind of for all, which is good.
Yes,
but also not for someone like Sam's going to write a piece on whatever the intricacies of the Kings rotation,
right?
And so now I need to get to all 9 players.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I don't care about why they didn't rebound in the third quarter or the timeout that he's working on this. And this is very specific.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's all right, but
I would have liked to ask him when he is getting that information. Like, is it before and after games? Or is it more
I think
after
so.
A shoot around?
Well, and we'll ask Sam about this on Thursday. But I do think if it's something like that, you're also aware too that you have DeMar DeRozan in a scrum, and it was you want to ask about the rebound and the play in the third and all that. And then I think Sam's also got to be conscious, and we keep using Sam, whomever the writer is, that's doing a piece on something else. It's like, hey, DeMar, what happened in the third quarter? Hey, DeMar, that pass from De'Aaron Fox. And then Sam's like, hey, DeMar, what do you think about the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the airplane? Yeah. Why is Sam a country guy? I don't know. But, maybe Sam's doing a piece on the nutrition in the NBA and what they eat on road trips. Well, if you ask that question in the middle of a scrum, half the time you're going to get the stink eye from other media members. At the same time, though, even if you're in the locker room, it's a roulette. You're talking to De'Aaron Fox and you're asking him his questions. Meanwhile, DeMar just finished his media availability and he's on his way out the door. I mean, I think a lot of times you have to combine pregame, postgame, and it has to be over a couple of days.
For sure.
Because you're not going to get it. Maybe a practice.
Right.
Which is probably, honestly, the best place to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Aaron Gordon is out multiple weeks with an injury. That ain't good for Denver, dude.
Yeah, a lot of injuries with teams in the Western Conference. Well, really everywhere.
Jeremy Sohan also out for a while, and Greg Popovich continues to recover from what is being called a health incident. Certainly within his rights to, by the way, knowing Pop, he'll when he comes back, he'll tell you whatever the hell you want to know.
Sick of carrying this team.
Exactly, whatever it may be. In the meantime, Mitch Johnson is the interim coach. And Pop will return when Pop returns. He has missed 2 games, and that matches the most consecutive games he has missed during the regular season in his entire career. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings Raptors tonight. Let's take a look at this revenge game and also a homecoming of sorts as well. We'll do that next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a sweet ride. The moment I hopped in, I felt like I was in a world of luxury. From the steering wheel to the seat cooling and even the power of the engine, I was impressed. And then, of course, when I hopped into my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I felt the same thing. So hurry in and take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz incentive bonuses up to $15,000. And they have tons of pre-owned vehicles as well, including C-Class sedans, GLC SUVs, and a whole lot more. Take it from me, you won't be disappointed. So take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
And we're back! Coming up in a few moments. About 10 minutes or so away, 12 minutes away from visiting with Kayte Christensen, Kings television analyst. Hi, Cal. Yeah, she's going to join us at 8 o'clock. Still to come at 9 o'clock. Niners at 9. Sacktown Sports 49ers insider Emil Fragoso will join us at 9 o'clock. So Emil at 9, Kayte coming up in just about 10, 11 minutes or so here at the top of the hour.
Kayte.
Yeah. He's already practicing. Hi, Cal.
Hi, Cal. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, my gosh. You're just lame.
Well, no argument here. Kings Raptors tonight, and we'll get that preview from Kayte as well. As you said, 7 p.m. right here, Sacktown Sports. Normally we joke when we say stuff like revenge game, but I think it's so close.
It's fresh.
It is kind of a revenge game. I think the Kings are going to, well, I hope the Kings are going to have a little something for Toronto tonight, and they should. And this is a game they should win. And if they lose, I'm going to be pissed off about it, as I think a lot of fans should be. You're back.
If they only win by a couple, you'll also be pissed off.
You know, it'll be one of those
I'll take that.
yeah, but I'll take it. But yes. Kind of an ovation's Davion going to get tonight. His first trip back.
I would think a pretty good one. I mean, look, I can't think of a reason why people wouldn't like Davion. He's incredibly likable. He had all the traits, really, of the kind of player that Sacramento Kings fans have grown to love over the years. Like, truly, maybe, one, a bit undersized, a little bit of an underdog. Certainly, I mean, I don't know, and this would be up for debate, but in the 40 years of the Kings, like, I'm trying to figure out if there is someone that worked harder than him.
His work ethic is unimpeachable.
Like, the amount of times you heard stories about people saying, like, cool it, like, calm down a little bit. You also need the value of rest. And he just didn't believe, like, he just was going to, that's how he did it. And he got to the NBA because of hard work. So I think that's the kind of player you love. I think the only, and whether it's fair or not, the only fair criticism is based on where he was drafted, there were higher expectations. I would say he didn't meet that, but I also wouldn't say he failed.
But also, and I number one, you're 100% correct. Number two, I hate that because it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's Monty, blame somebody, blame Monty McNair.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to go near the lottery. It wasn't like he was supposed to be a second-round pick, but you pick that high. You've had some pretty good. Monty's had a good track record of draft picks, and again, this doesn't qualify as a bust. That's not. There's different busts. This is not one. But you also had hoped for a little bit more. He was in a pretty crowded backcourt. At one point, he had Halliburton and Fox. Then it was Fox, and just the best player on the team, he was behind.
Look. Monty's, as you said, he's got a great draft record, and we'll see what happens with Devin Carter. It's okay to say they blew the pick. They blew the pick at number 9. Now we can go back through it. To be fair to Monty and his crew, we can go back through every draft and say, "Oh, well, here's a guy picked 10 picks lower." Anybody can do that. But when you look at Davion pick number 9, and I don't know this, I personally believe, and I think this is widely speculated, that they were all over Franz Wagner. That's who the pick was going to be, and it got taken by Orlando. But you have to be prepared for that. When you look at who was directly behind Davion Mitchell, number 10, Zaire Williams, number 11, James Bouknight, number 12, Josh Primo, number 13, former King Chris Duarte, Moses Moody at 14, Corey Kispert at 15, and you got to get all the way down to 16 with Alperen Sengun, where you go, oh, God, that would have been clearly. It's almost like the Papagiannis year. Yeah, Papagiannis sucked and was a terrible, terrible pick where Vlade picked him. It ain't like there was a lot going on behind him for the next 5, 6, 7 picks either, though. That's the problem. They may have missed on Davion Mitchell, but everybody else missed as well.
I think it's if there's such a description, but it's the size of the miss, right? Like when we talk about Marvin Bagley, that's such a colossal miss.
Yes.
And whether you say it's Luka, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson, SG, like there's so many other players. They basically took the wrong one out of a list of 10 more. Like
that's right.
If you pick someone at 8 and the best player was 17 and there's really nothing else.
That's right.
You missed on the one that was like they were lucky to find it as whoever did it at 17. The Bagley one was, man, it really could have been anyone else. Anyone else. I mean, Luka's the easiest one, but like I said, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr., SGA. I mean, there's way more than that. I'm just listing a few off the top of my head. But in this one, Davion, I think to answer the first part of the question, I don't know why he wouldn't get a good ovation. I mean, again, he was very well liked.
He was very well liked. And sorry, I'm just looking. You know what? I thought Jokic wasn't the Papagiannis year, was he?
I don't
think he was either. I'm looking.
I hope not.
Papagiannis goes 13. Remember, it was Marquise Chris at 8, then the trade for the Papagiannis pick. That was the Bogdanovich pick. Denzel Valentine, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Gershon Yabusele, Wade Baldwin, Henry Ellenson, Malik Beasley, Karis LeVert, DeAndre Bembry. I mean,
Dennis LaFleur.
What? Okay. Yeah, like you're exactly right. The Bagley pick, going down that road, but that was a blown. Not to mention, half the world screaming. If not Luka Doncic, Jaren Jackson Jr., any number of guys, not Marvin Bagley. We wouldn't need to revisit that. Point being, you're right. Davion Mitchell worked his tail off. That's why he's in the NBA. Yep. I have no reasons. In fact, by the way, watching Davion Mitchell harass De'Aaron Fox the other night, I just had to take my cap off.
Yeah, and he was getting into guys.
He really.
Hello.
Hey, he 100% was. Also, he's pulling it out, and I'm not saying this to revisit what we talked about earlier with home court advantage, but also this is a good chance for the home crowd to get a little bit loose.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Wednesday night. A lot of people maybe have some steam to blow off tonight. Need a distraction, and you've got this team coming home from a 3-1 road trip. It's a really good chance to. I expect the crowd to be very, very. Plus, by the way, I have noticed this too. When you're playing a team like the Raptors in the middle of the week, I think this is a real thing, dude. A lot of season ticket holders, especially down low, those are the games they tend to give away. They tend to give away to friends or family that maybe don't get to go to many games, certainly don't get to sit in those seats. So you get a little bit of a different crowd for a Toronto or a Charlotte or
especially midweek.
Especially midweek. So I actually expect the crowd to be quite rambunctious. Honestly, the levels of energy in the arena tonight, they're going to be fantastic. And those levels of energy brought to you by our friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Offering a $49 tune-up for your HVAC system. That's your heater, basically. Heater, air conditioner, whatever. As it cools down and that heater comes on, American Energy can help you out. $49 for a tune-up. Hey, listen. That's regularly $119. That's come on. You're getting a good break, but guess what? Odds are, I'll bet your system is at least 10 years old. If it is, that inspection, that tune-up, nothing. Tune-ups on American Energy. That's how great they are. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981, family-owned and operated. They got some new commercials on TV I love. And that's how they keep growing their business. Word of mouth, recurring business, people coming back. Why? Because they treat you with respect, and they ain't trying to rip you off. Not in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, they'll give you $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, they'll give you half off the price of a new one. Check them out. TheAEWay.com. That's the American Energy Way.com if you want to know what AE stands for. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. All right. Buckle up. Kayte Christensen joins us next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry. You never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Robinhood is introducing forecast contracts so you can trade the presidential election. Through Robinhood, you can now trade financial derivatives contracts on who will win the U.S. presidential election, Harris or Trump, And watch as contract prices react to real-time market sentiment.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select Costco locations in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Costco today. Navage, Navage, breathe easy.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Burlon.
That's right. Halfway through the week, at least for us. For a lot of you, today is the day that you get halfway through. We appreciate that. Thank you, Fresh. Always gets us fired up. You'll get everybody fired up and get them going tonight. Kings and Raptors.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm fired up.
Some is for real.
I'm watching TV in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Be good. Everybody's playing tonight, pretty much.
The league, you mean?
Big schedule.
Yeah, I know. Like Monday was literally everybody. Nobody played last night, and most everybody's playing today.
Most.
But the varsity's playing, and that's the Kings.
That's what we care about.
Yeah.
Where's Kayte?
Trying to get a hold of her.
What? You know, she's got one job.
She has
okay,
multiple,
she's got
she?
a couple of jobs.
Yeah.
Well, let me call her.
Oh.
She's good now. Hold on a second. Oh, she just ignored my call. Are we going to get sleepy, Kayte?
No.
Or do we get, I don't think so either because it's a school day. We'll get a wake Kayte who is distracted.
I'm thinking something kid related.
Yeah, kid related. We'll find
These darn kids.
Yeah, right? Take. That's all they ever do. Blah, blah, blah. Never give.
Yeah.
All right, joining us finally.
Wow.
The color analyst for your Sacramento Kings, fresh off a road trip back home. Kayte Christensen, good morning.
Good morning. You're so welcome.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Why are you late? What happened? We were I was saying, I don't think it's sleepy.
What day
Kayte.
is this?
It's what is today? Wednesday. Yeah.
Thank you. I never know. In future, always a text reminder is great because, I always know what day it is.
That's true. Yeah. I figured you were up doing kid stuff.
Yeah. I've been up for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You acclimated?
Yeah. Are you acclimated?
Yeah. I don't know that I ever acclimated to anywhere we were. It was kind of a weird road trip. So, yeah, I think I was always on California time.
Anything fun in Miami?
No, it was a very odd trip, actually. We had a huge delay getting out of Toronto. And so I don't think we got to the hotel until like 7:00 that night. So ate in the hotel, and that was about the extent of my trip.
I asked you off the air, Kayte, and Chris just reminded me to bring it on the air because I was musing about customs in Toronto and how that's always brought up as an extra thing, and wondering if like some private planes will get customs agents that come on the plane. You don't have to wait in line. They'll check everything there. And I just honestly wasn't sure what the Kings process was, if they got a special line or something, or if they had to go through customs like everybody else.
Yeah, no, we go through customs like everybody else. I think the difference is most private planes are small. Like this is a 747. This is a massive plane. There's a ton of people. So the interesting thing, and I think that Kings fans will appreciate this, the reason there was such a delay leaving Canada is that 3 NBA teams were all leaving within an hour of each other. We each had an hour differential between our flights. We were supposed to go first. The Lakers had played in Toronto before us and were going to Detroit. And so instead of going to Detroit, they decided to stay in Toronto for a couple extra days. And so we were supposed to leave, let's say it was at like 12:00, the Lakers at 1:00, and the Raptors at 2:00. Well, they didn't staff it, I guess, very well when it comes to, the security, because all of the bags have to go through security. And their conveyor belt was broken or whatever. But, it turns out that for whatever reason, even though the Lakers were supposed to leave after us, they left before us, and all of the security went to them first, even though our departure time was first.
What the hell, Lakers? Wait in line, stupids.
You chose to stay longer.
I guess when you have LeBron James, like the world revolves around you. But no, it was a really strange trip in the sense of the travel, and we stayed overnight in 3 different places, which never really happens. It's very rare that happens. So hey, you know what? Successful trip.
Yeah.
Let one get away in Toronto. Could have been 4 and 4. And I think I looked on the plane yesterday. Had we been able to pull off that game in Toronto, I think we'd have like the 5th or 6th best record right now in the NBA. So perspective, we're chugging along. Okay, we're making moves, folks.
Yeah, and I'd like to ask you, Kayte, about the last game, because what a swing. I mean, 2-2 was not a disastrous road trip, but 3-1 proved to be a really good road trip, I think, and to beat the best team on the trip, which was Miami, and then the way they did it, that awful end of the second quarter had them down, then they responded, and then they had to respond again late and got the reward at the end. Just what did that kind of win do for the conclusion of the trip and hopefully momentum going into this little homestand?
Well, I think that you learn something from every game, win or loss. And the interesting thing to me, kind of coming out, Domas kind of mentioned it in his post-game interview with Mark and I, that, things got a little heated in the locker room at halftime, which, I don't take as in a bad way. I think it's more of just kind of a passion and kind of the mentality that you want these guys to have. And then so I asked Mike Brown about it in the post-game press conference, and he talked about accountability and that you can't always have the coaches be the ones that are holding, the guys accountable. So it sounds like, guys spoke up, and there was a heated conversation, which I just took as like a passionate conversation in the locker room. And they came out, and it was 37-17 in the third quarter, like, and to come back and kind of play the way that they did in the first half and be able to regroup and, refocus at halftime. And they had to really, really fight for that game. That was a tough game to call because we're pretty high up, and that's the case in a lot of NBA arenas. But there was a lot of calls that you couldn't really tell, and a lot of our camera angles and replays, you couldn't tell kind of what what actually happened when we, rewatched the replay. But for me personally, calling it was a really frustrating game because I thought the officiating was really rough. It certainly was rough in terms of, the Kings' perspective. I think Miami was probably pretty pleased with it. I look back at that game and I just remember the sense of frustration that I had calling the game, and I wasn't playing the game, And for me, what they take out of it is like, listen, there's going to be games that you can't control so many different elements. The things that you can control, you have to really try and focus on those and be steadfast in those. And I thought that they did an excellent job. I thought De'Aaron Fox was phenomenal in the second half of the game, in the third quarter specifically. Like, there was an anger about him. And to me, that's like a really critical piece of the leadership that this team needs. So, when you look back at that Miami game, I think you learn a lot of important lessons from it. And those are the things that are, this team can build on throughout the season.
Kayte Christensen joining us. One thing that's been fairly consistent about De'Aaron, especially over the last few years as he's become more of a vet, is you see if a call doesn't go his way, if he gets hit by another player and nobody sees it, if somebody starts talking trash, whatever it may be, like, pissed off De'Aaron is the best De'Aaron, and you're close.
That's my favorite.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, like, it's a real thing. It's like he's a huge video game fan. It's like he eats the Mario star and gets invincible for a while and is just all over the place. You're close to the team. You talked to Mike Brown and the coaching staff, Doug, and everybody else, Luke Lautz. Has there ever been any consideration whatsoever that as the players are going out for warm-up, somebody just kicks him right in the groin right before, like, not to injure him, or like one of those open-handed slaps, something that would just make him angry, maybe tear up a UK logo. I don't know, something, don't make it physical, something just to piss him off, because he seems to tap into that and become, I don't want to say a totally different player, but he just goes to a different level.
Yeah, I'll make sure to bring that up in my conversations. Great suggestion, Dave.
Let me say this.
Rethink what your job, direction is, and maybe get into coaching.
Let me add this as a serious note. He's not Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, so many of those guys, when you watch how they play, they always played angry. Everything was a slight. Everything pissed them off. They were always ticked off, man. And I know that's not his personality. He's far more chill than those guys, but you just wish there was a way. I don't know if it's sustainable for 36 minutes a night, but he truly is a different level of player, which is already an all-star when he's pissed off.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. And sometimes I think the guys that you mentioned, Kobe, MJ, go back to Larry Bird.
They're psychos.
There's a lot of guys that I think what made them really special is that they understood how important incentive was. And through the course of an 82-game season, like, the monotony of the schedule, and it's so routine based, and you eat at the same time, you get treatment at the same time, and you warm up, like, your daily routine is so structured. I think that you have to kind of avoid the feeling of like it's Groundhog's Day, where you just kind of go through the motions. Sometimes you have to build in your individual incentives. And for those guys, it was about getting pissed about something, about a comment in the paper back then. Now you could probably just open your phone and just go to social media and have all the,
right.
Incentive that you need to find something to get pissed off about. But at the same time, I think that De'Aaron does a really good job of doing that throughout the courses of games. And to me, like, I think that especially now with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, this team is still figuring out a lot of things. And De'Aaron is kind of quiet in the first half. and to a certain degree, I understand, because you want to kind of get everybody into a rhythm and a flow and emotion in offense and defense and all of those things. And so you're not going to be looking for heavy shots early. You want to just kind of run offense, make everyone feel comfortable, and to have that rhythm, because you never know, you're going to need everyone in a different way every single night. But I think that his ability to turn on, especially in the second half of the game, the Kings have been phenomenal in third quarters this year. And it's such a great feeling, because I remember the years of like, oh my gosh, this team in the third quarter, it's just brutal. And you talk about, well, what can you do different? How would it needs to happen at halftime? Do you need to come out earlier and get more shots up before, the second half starts? But, the fact that he has that ability and is showing it consistently is a really, really great thing. But I think every matchup also has different incentives as well, and you kind of build those into it. And Miami, you look at the one with Bam Adebayo and Domantas Sabonis, like the way that Bam Adebayo feels about Domas it's a real thing. He is so incentivized to play against Domas, and you can see that matchup, how they just kind of go at each other. I think takes it a little bit more personally than Domas does, but maybe that'll change now with the punch to the face and the stitches and the, gushing blood. So I think that, that's where guys like Domas and De'Aaron and DeMar, they have to build those things into each game, find that incentive, find that thing that's going to fire you up a little.
Katie, I know the last couple they've had to play without Herter. Do you expect him? Do you think we might see him tonight?
Yeah, I would expect so. I haven't looked at the injury report. He was just under the weather, and I think they were being, a little bit cautious. And I think the hope was for him to play against Miami, but I don't think that he felt all that great as the day went along. But, when you look at it, I think that, everyone stepped up. Keon has been playing really well, and, people wonder, like, why isn't Keon in the starting lineup? We had Doug McDermott once, and then you had Keon in the next. I think that that's the beauty of kind of the depth of this team, is you can do it based on matchups. And Toronto was a really, kind of big, athletic, lengthy team, and what they're able to do defensively. I think having Doug in that starting lineup and his 3-point threat level makes the defense have to kind of play him a certain way. And so that keeps some of the stuff that Kevin gives, right? Like opens up lanes, makes them have to guard a 3-point shooter. I don't think Keon's at that level yet where they guard him as a shooter the same way. But defensively against Miami, I think that they really needed him in that starting lineup to kind of establish a defensive presence. And so he did a great job. But I would expect Kevin to probably be back today, but if not, I would be shocked if he wasn't back by Friday's game against the Clippers.
We were talking earlier, man. He, comes off the surgery, works his way back into the starting lineup, starts opening day, takes a couple games, looks like he's finally starting to get on the right track, and then he gets sick. He's got to be just banging his head against the wall right now.
You know what? I talked to Kevin. I don't get that sense.
Hopefully from a distance.
From him about it. Yeah. Well, masked up,
Okay.
But I think that, this is life stuff. Like you can't avoid getting sick. You can't avoid those types of things. And so often guys play through illnesses and sicknesses, but his specifically, they just needed to, it wasn't safe for him to play, I guess is the best way to put it. Especially when it comes to like the potential of getting other people sick, that kind of thing, just kind of trying to isolate him and make sure that, you're a couple weeks into the season, you don't need anything to start spreading through the group. So I don't think that he's frustrated. I think that he's actually, in my opinion, he's got to probably be feeling pretty good. Just from the fact that, he struggled last year. He had a career low from Beyond the Arc, which still is like a crazy thing for me to say, like, oh, it was a bad year. He shot over 36% or like 37% from deep. There are guys that would give their, left leg to shoot that from Beyond the Arc. So I think that, when you put it in perspective and the injury and sometimes having to go through a surgery and a rehab, it just kind of refocuses your mind And he's come out really, really good. That first game against Minnesota, not surprised. I mean, he hadn't really played in the preseason. You've got to kind of get yourself going. But to me, he's playing really confidently. And defensively, I think that he's been great in his role. And that's got to be a great, confidence boost for him, because there was times, in the past couple seasons where he wasn't kind of in that closing lineup or, fourth quarter, not seeing as much action, was because the defense was something that they were more concerned with. Right. But he's been playing tremendous team defense, kind of getting in those slots and really, helping in those lanes and using his length. And he's been great at deflections and all of those things. So I would imagine Kevin's got to be feeling pretty confident and pretty good about himself right now.
Katie, Dave and I were talking earlier about tonight's game, but really more about Davion returning to Sacramento and just kind of, I don't know, what kind of ovation or reception do you think he gets tonight from the Kings fans?
Well, I would imagine it would be, a good one. I mean, he was somebody who we all know he worked incredibly hard here. It was a difficult position for him to be in. He was drafted as kind of that backup point guard role behind De'Aaron, but then Tyrese was drafted. I mean, there was people that were brought in. And so he was constantly trying to find his place on this team and have consistency in his play on both ends of the floor. But really what was lacking for him was just consistent, legitimate playing time, and he's getting that in Toronto now, and I'm so happy for him that he's in that position to continue to kind of grow his game and at this level. But you can't deny that he was a great teammate, worked incredibly hard here. Fans really, especially I feel like in Sacramento, appreciate someone that goes out and just plays hard, and you cannot deny that Davion did that. So I hope that he gets a warm kind of welcome tonight at Golden One.
Katie, when you talk about DeMar, well, let's just talk about the offense. You talk about DeMar and Domantas and De'Aaron. Do you worry about deferring too much? and what I mean is DeMar he's a top 10 player in the NBA so far as rating goes. It seems like he's fitting in fantastically. But I feel like there are times, for example, it worked out, but coming up the floor, was it Atlanta or was it Toronto or Miami, where DeMar had been getting hot. He was making everything. He comes up the floor. I don't know if it was a 1-4 flat, but he certainly was backing everybody off. It was Miami, because that's when Hero stripped him. And sometimes I do feel like the Kings are at their best when they're still running their offense through Domantas and distributing it that way, rather than, it does seem like there's a lot of deference to DeMar DeRozan. A, is that something you see? B, is it a bad thing if you do see it? And C, is that something you think, if it is bad, that they're going to work through eventually?
I can, list these answers in my head. The three-pronged question. So I feel that this DeMar's style of play, which is more ISO heavy, and obviously for a reason, because.
All right, would you call her back, please? We stayed with her for about 10 seconds.
Aliens.
She went into the Matrix.
She did.
By the way, 100% still talking right now.
And did not return from the
Did not. She went and she said something funny because she laughed.
She did.
She laughed at her joke.
I think I heard three-pronged question.
Yeah, I think it was something about the 3 prongs on the question too. But it was very fun. She laughed. Yeah, I don't know where the hell she went.
It was clean before that.
Chris, I see Chris calling her right now. I'm telling you, 100% chance she was still talking with Chris. She heard the beep on the caller ID and went, wait, what?
Who's calling me?
Yeah, she's still talking to Chris right now. He's trying to put her on hold, and she's yammering. Come on, Katie, we're back. Nope, she's just explaining it to Chris right now. They're still talking. Well, Chris, what I think happened was, the point is we want to get you on the air, Katie. She on? No?
It just kept getting worse.
Oh, did it?
Oh.
What the hell?
So I said, we'll get
Next
back
time?
to her next week.
Yeah. She might have had the best answer ever.
That was like the question of the year.
Yeah.
The whole DeMar, the whole thing with defer.
Defer from DeMar to De'Aaron to Domantas.
Domantas. And then, she said something that she thought it was funny. then she went into the Matrix? I thought she was just talking to you, Chris.
Disappeared.
Disappeared. Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
We'll get her next week.
I haven't looked at the chat yet, but I'm looking forward to Ryan in the chat coming up with a reason as to why. Well, generally, when it bounced out, if you had a Y21 code converter in there, Chris, he'll find a way to blame that on you.
I done the math. Checks out.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's look at some 4-down territory questions. NFL and college football. We've got a release from college football. Their poll has been released. And the Niners, the Raiders, the trade deadline, and more. It's all coming up right after this.
You know how it goes down, man.
Sacktown Sports 1140 has you covered all year. Listen to every Sacramento Kings game and stay up to date on all Kings news on SacktownSports.com. Or listen to our live and local shows.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys.
We are your home of the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, do you have anything out there that may be holding you back? Something that's keeping you from getting you to where you want to go? Something from your past that's maybe hanging around that you just can't shake? Well, let me tell you about an opportunity here to help you get that clean start, and that's with Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez, he offers expungements, and that can help you get that fresh start that you're looking for. And the holidays can be tough for some, so don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help you. It can help you get a job. It can help you get your constitutional rights back with that expungement, and he's offering discounts on expungements right now through Christmas. You can contact him at 916-304-9187. His website is saclegaldefense.com, but not just expungements, also other points of emphasis that you may need some help, whether it's an auto accident, sexual harassment, wrongful termination cases. These things are all going on a daily basis, and you want someone that's in our community, someone that's been successful, and someone that you can trust. Again, the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez, saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right.
Buy one, get the second one 30% off. That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off. For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details. To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
When it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer. That's especially true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. And whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts, and the styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. I know they amazed me. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of like a box of scrap metal tumbling down the stairs. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're going with a new garage door, and we're as excited about that as you can be about a new garage door. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 338-4554 National Garage Door.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Make that one of the 4 down territory questions tomorrow, Chris. We'll explore it. Welcome back.
The one I walked in towards?
Yes.
Okay. I never
What
heard
is
the rest
this,
of it.
elementary school?
It's always fun. Chris and I are having a conversation in the control room during the break, and Jason just walks in. Here's one line and just it's like the meme where the guy just walks in, walks right back out.
Pretty much what I did.
Jason, what are the more interesting conversations, Dave and I or Deuce and I?
Oh, God.
They're the same in a different way.
When you had Deuce Mason, me, and Joe Pittman, along with Chris, all working at the station together, one of our favorite, I got to be careful here. One of our, that was for another reason, but one of our favorite games of all time to play is Which Would You Rather? And Joe Pittman is the heavyweight champion of Which Would You Rather.
I thought you were talking about the other thing that we all, the other game that we played that Deuce just
dominated,
destroyed all of us.
Absolutely refuse to concede that.
You did hold your own.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is changing history in a different way. Because
it was like Sugar Ray Robinson and Marvin Hagler.
I would say
power versus endurance.
But I would say, much like the Avengers, we each had a role to play in that contest, including yourself, Chris, because, there's no way I can even get into that. Which would you rather at a radio station is it is the most sick and twisted, because the whole goal is to come up with a choice. And I wouldn't do either is never, you can't answer that way.
Because that's the one I felt I walked in on and whatever. I didn't even heard the rest of your beginning. I heard the beginning of your question. I'm like,
nope. It's like, let me try to find like an incredibly tame one would be like, which would you rather? 5 minutes of watching your parents make out, sitting on a chair,
this
just
is tame.
Staring. This is pretty tame. Or every day for a week, you got to take a shower on YouTube for everyone to be able to log in and just write comments.
Oh, parents make out.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that was a quick response.
I would say that's a tame version. Anyway.
Okay. Question
Apparently
two.
Jason wants to get on YouTube.
I already have the channel. Please
Yeah.
subscribe.
That's your OnlyFans?
Yes.
OnlyFan. Kill Switch Engage coming up. What? That didn't mean that wasn't. No, you know what? Coach said the thing about Aaron Judge. Focus on that.
Don't deflect.
4 down territory starts right meow. Patrick in the chat says cringe. That's the point of the game. To see how much you can make the other person cringe. Go ahead.
I wouldn't do either of them.
And that if that's an A, then you're disqualified. That's just the dumbest. You can't take a cowardly way out. You got, and that was the whole thing. Like, and we'd be like, dude, armed intruders are holding your entire family at gunpoint, and they will pull the trigger if you don't choose one of the two. And there's always one guy that's like, well, pull the trigger then. It's like, no. Question one, please.
NFL and college football took on the election by having their trade deadline and release of the first college football top 12 poll yesterday. Is football too full of itself?
I think look, football is king. But every 4 years, you're going to get lost in the shuffle, even if you're football. And by the way, I think I could be off by one or two, but I want to say in the last calendar year, I think 98 of the top 100 rated shows on television were either regular or college football, regular or NFL or college football, regular or playoffs. I'm pretty sure the other two were either both debates, Trump Biden, Trump Harris, or it was one of the debates in like the Oscars. My point is if there's one thing that can break through that football, the blue football wall, it's politics. Maybe
on this day,
every 4 years on a
national
national, exactly. Maybe next time leave that one alone, because normally that's going to dominate the news, and it certainly did not yesterday.
Yeah, and I thought, if I remember right, when we had Greg Papa on last week, he's like, yeah, last year when they traded for, I think it was like on Halloween. So I think the trade deadline was Halloween the year before. This year was on Election Day.
Don't do it.
That's weird. Now, college football release, I don't know.
Can I be honest with you, dude? I didn't realize until I woke up this morning. Swear to God. And I started writing my part of the show, and I go on ESPN and I saw the college football rankings. I didn't know they came out yesterday at all. Did not pay attention.
You were locked in.
I was locked in, baby.
Baby.
Number two, please.
College football released its first top 12 playoff poll. No Florida State, no UCLA. Are you both still excited?
You're excited. The honest answer is this. Because Florida State has been so just diarrhea this year, I am not excited. I still watch the games, but I am nowhere near as connected to college football as I normally am. That being said, I'm pretty confident come playoff time I'm going to lock back in.
Yeah.
I do like the setup. I like the idea. And for the future of college football, a sport I love so much, I think come playoff time, I'm going to be all over it.
Last year, you were very open about saying you didn't think Florida State should be a top 14.
Correct.
If they had last year's year, this year, they're top 12.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
They're 100% in.
Good.
Yeah.
And then that was with the injury of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, it made sense why you said it. But
yes.
I like the 12 because it gets a little more options. It's already starting to happen a little bit when you just listen to people and read things, and it's like Alabama's in right now.
Right.
So 2 losses, we've just moved the needle a little bit. Like, ooh, can a 1-loss Alabama team? Well, now they're 2. Will a 3-loss SEC team at one point get it? It's just,
where's UC Davis, by the way? 1 loss to Cal. What's up with that?
I'll be excited when it starts.
Was like 10%. I feel like 10% of you thought I was serious there. Because I'm known to say some really dumb things. I feel like part of you, the look on your face.
It was like 19%.
Okay, all right.
It's like the brown banana.
You know the tough thing in college football, like in the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball, I can usually separate myself enough to adopt a team in the playoffs to root for, or more importantly, to root against. I have a real hard time with that in college football, dude. Unless
How
it's
about root against?
So yes, I like if Miami were, Miami is in there. Like I'm rooting against Miami.
Okay.
Also, if there's like a TCU or a Florida Atlantic or whatever.
Who's the most random of the 12? I forgot. I know BYU's in there. I know.
Yeah, if BYU.
Indiana actually is in there, which, like, for basketball, they've always been good. But, like, football, this has never happened.
Let's see. The most rando. Yeah, Indiana, BYU, SMU, Boise State, which, you know.
Yeah. Like, I'll probably adopt one of those if that's where it ends.
I know my team is, baby.
Who?
Give me, you know what? And it's because I believe America. Army. Dude, if any of the military academies get in, I am all. I got to be honest with you, dude. If the national championship was like Army versus Florida State, I'm rooting Florida State, of course. I'm not going to lie. But if Army beat Florida State, I would be like, we've got national championships. This is an amazing story.
Here's your national championship.
Thank you. Well, it's like Florida State players get done with practice and they go, collect their cash and hang out and play PlayStation. Army guys get done with their practice. It's like, all right, now go run 7 miles and shoot some guns and crawl through wire and, blah, blah, blah.
And eat slop.
All of it. You're on KP. You're doing this. You're doing that. You got Gunny Highway as your coach. You're doing. That's a Heartbreak Ridge reference. Sorry, Clint Eastwood. Yes. So I'll figure out a way to adopt a team. But we all know it's going to be like Alabama versus Texas, man. And then it's like, I don't care. I'm rooting.
Oh, man. Could you imagine a Yankee-Dodger World Series followed by an Alabama?
What would it be? Like Alabama, Ohio? I'll tell you this much. If Oregon's number one, I'll root for Oregon.
That'd be cool.
I would root. Now, is that different for you? UCLA? I mean,
no, that's good. I'm good with Oregon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like because Oregon, I mean, they had, they were close with Marcus Mariota that year. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But
Cam Newton. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 3, third down.
Did the 49ers miss out on not making a bigger trade?
Well, I feel like the obvious answer is, well, yes, because they didn't. But I know the spirit of the question.
Yeah, just what else was out there?
The cop-out answer is I don't know. I truly don't. Now,
I said McCaffrey as our biggest trade.
Yeah, and it's like, I know the right sports talk radio answer is yes, they did. John Lynch has to be out there, and you gotta get out there and find that flipping dog, Miss Lippy. Like, I understand that's the answer, but here's the problem: those are irresponsible takes. We don't know what was out there. We don't know what the asking price was. I will say this: the Chiefs somehow got DeAndre Hopkins for like $1. What? Why? I not that it was our biggest need, but Marshawn Lattimore would have been a nice addition.
Yeah.
So you look at the prices paid by other teams. I gotta believe it's not just because John Lynch missed the call. Like, he looked at his caller ID and was like,
I'm having lunch.
So I'll say yes, he did, just simply because of the pricing for some of the other players that could have been helpful.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this team still has a Super Bowl window. It's maybe smaller, but like this is. If you could have done something that made yourselves better, you should have gone for it.
It's gone from a sliding glass door to like one of those lifty windows on the second floor. Like there still is a Super Bowl window.
Well, they have to jump out.
But did you see the video of the like older lady her friend was helping her up and she had to slide in one of those lifty windows because she locked herself out and she like fell over. And she's like a 70-year-old lady, dude. And like she fell over frontwards. And her shirt came up.
Whee!
And yeah, exactly. And her other friend just starts laughing. It was so sad and funny at the same time.
Friend of the year.
If that happened to one of my friends, I'd probably die.
You would die laughing. Absolutely.
I don't even think I'd get a laugh out. I think I'd just drop dead.
Fourth down.
Should the Raiders have made a bigger trade?
Everybody. Trade them all.
Yeah, I think yes, but not in the opposite of the Niners. The Niners, I would have liked to have seen them acquire talent and acquire a difference maker. Picks. Yeah, that's the thing. Load up on picks. Here's our roster. Everyone's on the table, maybe except that tight end kid. Max Crosby's the big prize. What are you offering? And I understand you play a little bit of a danger where if you don't trade them and they find out they were on the, but that's the business. I would have liked to see the Raiders, and I understand. Well, if you're gonna get the picks, you got to make the picks. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. But at some point, They can't just not make picks because they've sucked at it in the past for the most part. Gather the picks, lower your payroll, get some nice young players, then add your free agents around them. That's how you build a team. But they just really
it's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It isn't that simple, but there's also a reason why the NFL every year has 1, 2, 3 last place teams that make the playoffs.
That's true.
Every year.
Turn around, yeah.
You can turn it around in the NFL. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, and we'll clean up some other stuff. We also have Kill Switch Engage tickets to give away in just moments. Don't go away. It's Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender. In the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento. It's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Vitek Vanetchik.
Oh, yeah.
Vanetchik.
Yeah.
Vanetchik.
Who?
He's the goalie for the San Jose Sharks, Jason.
Oh, yeah. Sharks.
In the Sharks 2-1 overtime win, he became the first goalie in NHL history to make 40 or more saves, allow no more than one goal, and have an assist on the game winner in overtime.
Right? Remember?
I do.
Dude, did you see, was it yesterday? I mean, I don't watch the hockey. The Minnesota Wild's Kirill Kaprizov was struck in the neck.
Yeah. By puck.
And did you see
by a cowbell?
No, by a puck.
Oh.
And he like Jason was earlier with the cowbell. That's the reference. And no, it was like he went into the bench and then like it looked like he collapsed at first. And I saw the replay and oh my God. I do not understand how more people aren't like ridiculously seriously injured in hockey. Between these pucks, I know they wear helmets, but your face is still there. Like, and your neck is still there.
Your face is still there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does it not happen more often that some random puck hits you in the back of the neck or the face? And then they have the whole like ice skate thing, which is basically razor blades on the ice. I mean, we've seen
that's happened.
Horrific things happen. It really kind of amazes me that there aren't more injuries in hockey. I'm not saying there aren't injuries, just my goodness gracious.
But they'll be like, oh yeah, he's got a broken femur, but he's only going to miss a week.
Yeah, just tape it up. They're fine. Well, that's why like there's probably more hotel rooms destroyed per capita for hockey players than any other athlete, just because they are also a lot of really good golfers come out of hockey too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, who's not?
Manchester City Football Club.
What?
Last Wednesday, they lost to Tottenham 2-1 to get knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Followed that up with a loss to Bournemouth 2-1 over the weekend. And yesterday, they were beat away 4-1 in the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
The first time since 2018 that Manchester City have lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. That's the team Manchester United got Ronaldo from back in the day when he was like 17. That was they got bat flapped.
Yeah,
you don't see that often. I wonder. No, that's what happened.
Boat raced.
That's what happens when you're not allowed to cheat at your finances anymore, right, Chris?
What?
That is 100% of the reason to do with it.
What?
Big dirty cheaters, Manchester City.
Jason, you're probably wondering, how did Manchester City cheat? Well, they spent less than Manchester United.
Yeah, but
that's how they cheated.
That's how they cheated.
What is it, like 157 counts the FA's brought
115.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. So that's who's hot and who's not.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now the tickets.
1-800-920-1140. Jason, I need to have a conversation with headbangers.
Okay. They're out there.
What is a hardcore kid? Is that just a kid that's like, don't go in there?
It's like, like the straight edge, like.
I thought straight edge was like you don't drink or smoke.
Yeah, straight edge and hardcore go hand in hand, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I thought it was where a kid can be a kid.
That's Chuck E. Cheese? No.
Toys R Us?
Toys R Us.
No?
Yeah, Toys.
KB Toys.
Where a kid can be a kid. Yeah. I thought that was Toys R Us. Hold on. You guys are, come on, man. Really, we're going to get derailed because of this. Where a kid can be a kid is Chuck E. Cheese. Charles Cheese. Where a kid, don't believe me?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Charles Entertainment Cheese. That is the.
Is that his middle name?
Yeah.
Really?
It is. No, he's right. No, he's 100% right.
He is for entertainment.
That is it.
You guys know him as Charles.
Hold on. Kid's in bed and he's dreaming. And he's bouncing around in the ball pit.
I can move the bars, I can toss the ball. I can be a star, I can fly through the air, I can hit, I can throw, and there's no other place I'd rather go. And no matter how it seems, more than a dream, Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a kid.
Okay, can I just say, and I mean this.
I don't remember that jingle at all.
You don't remember the jingle?
I remember where the kid can be a kid.
Yeah.
Not that other part.
Yeah, for me, it was always just like, where a kid could be a kid, and no music behind it.
Right.
Chiggins.
I'm Chiggins. I'm Chuck Entertainment Cheese.
Can I just say that kid singing was kind of trash. I didn't understand.
Very pitchy.
It sounded like Cartman doing a parody until the end where you could understand the kid. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand a word. That's the best kid they could get for a national commercial.
Bieber.
I miss pizza and pipes.
Pizza and pipes. Legendary.
Legendary pizza
What
pipes.
are you talking about?
I went down a rabbit hole. Okay, so there used to be a pizza and pipes.
This is going to sound completely made up, Jason.
So when I was a kiddo, I want to say it was on Arden Way.
Sounds about right.
My parents would take me to Pizza and Pipes. Like all parents would take the kids to Pizza and Pipes because you could take your loud, rambunctious 4-year-old son who could scream bloody murder and yell and you could not hear them because there was a massive Wurlitzer organ that some dude would roll up and play organ music throughout the entire evening while you enjoyed pretty decent, as I remember it, pizza.
And he would have like sound effects type of thing, like whoop, whoop, doo, doo.
Oh, and man, they had a little arcade. It was the absolute best. I think there's like literally one Pizza and Pipes, and it's either in Oregon or Texas.
I want to say my cousin and I beat Bad Dudes at the arcade at Pizza and Pipes.
Bad Dudes?
Yeah.
You mean Final Fight, or was there actually a Bad Dude?
I thought it was Bad Dudes.
Is it
They're Bad Dudes.
Is it the one where you're scrolling across the screen?
Yes.
And you're like, that's Final Fight. But I know what you meant. Is it the one with the guy, the Hagar, that goes, and spins
It's
around?
the one where like the bonus game is like the car, and you're like beating out, and the guy goes, "My car!"
That's Final Fight. I knew exactly.
Bad dudes. Bad dudes. Bad dudes. What you gonna do?
That's what I played Bad Dudes.
Now that I think about it, it might have been just something my dad would yell at me. Stop playing Bad Dudes.
Pizza and Pipes.
My favorite games were Bad Dudes and Road Combatant 2. You mean Street Fighter? Whatever. Yeah, Pizza and Pipes, man.
Okay. Sorry, I missed it.
They should bring it back. Like a $90,000 Wurlitzer organ.
I won the lottery, that would be right up there.
100%, right? There's nothing like the smell of a pizza place in the morning. I would love to own one someday, and I would absolutely put an organ right in the middle. I would have the biggest organ west of the Mississippi. Jesus.
Bad dude.
Got me feeling icy.
Headbangers, hardcore kids, and broken hearts unite. Kill Switch Engage is touching down in Sacramento next spring, and Sacktown Sports wants you in the building. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Whatever, caller number
2.
2.
You two kids where a kid can be a kid.
To score that pair of tickets, check out Kill Switch Engage only at Hard Rock Live March 15th, courtesy of Live Nation. Let me see. I don't know if this will work or not, but as we go to break, how what we do with that segment? We completely got sidetracked by Pizza and Pipes. All right, this is a Pizza and Pipes circa 1994. I don't know if
Go slower, man. You gotta go real slow in your paddle.
it's a home video, but pinball machines, Charlie Chaplin. That doesn't sound like an organ. There's an organ. Who's playing it? They would get like random old people that knew how to play. Like, hey, does anybody know how to play an organ in town? You want to work a part-time job since you're retired? Then, old Teddy Johnson would roll in and bust out the organ play for a bunch of kids. I don't know what this kid's saying. By the way, it looks like that's from the 20s. It's from 1994. Technology's come a long way. We'll take a break. We'll recap here.
Do that on their phone.
When we come back, he's not a snack. He's Emil Fragoso. He'll join us for Niners at Niner right after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Robinhood is introducing forecast contracts so you can trade the presidential election. Through Robinhood, you can now trade financial derivatives contracts on who will win the U.S. presidential election, Harris or Trump, and watch as contract prices react to real-time market sentiment.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Ready to pre-game your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years, where aloha is served daily. Located just steps away from the arena, whether it's game day or concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Are you planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await. Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
The year was 1948. The Sacramento Symphony was founded. Harry Truman was president. Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver was born. And Walter Keyes opened his first Naturewood home furnishing store 76 years ago on 25th and Broadway. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. All those many years ago, the Keyes family promised integrity and quality in serving families just like yours and mine. Near as I can tell, Walter would have been pretty proud to know that those same values are evident today at Naturewood Home Furnishings. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings. Furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their Veterans Day Save the Tax sale and get started making your own brand of memories. The Keyes family would love to hear them. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. I guess Bad Dudes was a real game, but it was. I think it was inspired.
But the game I was thinking of was
Final Fight. So you weren't together.
I just showed Jason the bonus car.
Oh my God!
By the way, that little iPhone program you showed me, Final Fight's one.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, joining us right now, somebody way too young to remember Pizza and Pipes, but I'm sure I don't have anywhere to go with that, Jason.
Okay.
I don't have anywhere to go with that thought. He's not a snack, he's a meal. He's also our San Francisco 49ers insider on your home of the 49ers, Sacktown Sports. The one, the only, the lovely, the talented, the bearded, Emil Fregoso. Good morning.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Verlad. I very much enjoyed that last segment talking about pizza and pipes. That was something pretty special actually right there. So thank you guys.
Every parent has a place they take their kids where they can just go insane.
Yeah.
That was Chuck E. Cheese for me. So yes. Incredible John's Pizza as well. Same thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, some parents take their kids to quiet diners and the kids go crazy and they're like, whatever. I paid my ticket.
Yeah.
It's your problem now, diner.
Yeah, it's your problem now, diner. Emil, I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I feel a little underwhelmed by old Johnny Lynch. And yeah, maybe it's because I was expecting Myles Garrett and Tyreek Hill to be members of the Niners today. Maybe I overshot a little bit, but not that Khalil, what's his name, whatever, 6 teams and 5, whatever, fine, okay. But I did feel like he was going to make a bigger move.
You're not the only one, Dave. I'll be honest with you. And I was also one that thought it would be shocking if John didn't make a larger move at the defensive line, considering that they've been so banged up this year. Again, Jordan Elliott, Kevin Givens have missed games apart. Javon Hargrave is likely out for the entire regular season. Maybe he comes back if they make a playoff run, but even then it's pushing it with that torn triceps. They're down a lot of guys at that position, so I thought they'd make a bigger move at the defensive line. Again, we were talking about it last week, Calais Campbell, guys like that, Jadeveon Clowney, guys like that have had the big-time experience that have delivered on different stages and different fronts. But Khalil Davis is a solid consolation prize. Again, he's a solid run defender and someone that can add to their rotation. But again, considering, I think, Dave, the reason why you felt underwhelmed as well is because of the other moves that the rest of the league made, including the Washington Commanders, who made a massive decision to trade for an all-pro and Marshawn Lattimore, and they're clearly going for it, which, again, who's in charge of the Washington Commanders now? Former Niners assistant general manager Adam Peters. So, again, the Niner way was working itself out in other aspects, but within the Niner facility, they really feel like the guys that are coming back after this bye week is kind of a big boost to them in itself, and they're going to ride it out with who they got. And I also think it's indicative of what the future is going to hold with Brock Purdy, why they're not stashing all this money right now.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go, Emil. How much of this was a protection as much of what they have left for Brock Purdy? How much do you think that was held in mind here on the trade deadline day?
Yeah, so the way the salary cap works is that any money that they have remaining this year in the salary cap can be rolled over into next year. Right now, they have the most money on the salary cap in $55 million. Why do they have so much money rolled over? Well, it's because Brock Purdy is going to go into his final year of his contract as a rookie. Very likely won't play on that final contract. So he'll be getting a contract adjustment prior to next season, and that could be anywhere from $40 to $60 million. So the Niners right now are respectfully covering their ass for when they have to pay him after this year. And that's kind of where they're at right now, is that they know that, yes, he's had some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows this season, especially against the Chiefs. That was a very shocking game. But he bounced back well in that third quarter against the Dallas Cowboys. And I think if he continues along that trajectory and they make a push here late, he'll definitely earn himself into a $50 million a year contract. And the Niners are preparing themselves for that.
Emil, put you on the spot with an actual real football question. Would you walk us through as best you can, and nobody's going to hold you to exact dates or games, but give us an idea, starting with Christian McCaffrey, as to who's on their way back and about when they're expected to be back for the Niners?
Okay. Do you want me to just list off all the guys that are hurt? Because that could take, an hour.
Give me the top line ones that can. This is a question specifically to give Niner fans some copium heading into the second half.
All right. Well, we'll start with the big question, which is Christian McCaffrey. I was there on Monday for his bonus practice when he returned. I was at Levi's Stadium. He looked fantastic. He looked like his old self. And while we only were out there for a minute or two to see him do his warm-ups, he looked very, very well and very comfortable. No brace or anything like that on his Achilles or any tape or whatnot. Christian McCaffrey, if all things go to plan, this week at practice will be returning Week 10 against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is something I can tell you guys right now. That is what's happening. If not,
that's a good pickup at the trade deadline.
Correct. That's a very nice pickup.
Yes.
The other big one that made a shocking appearance actually was Drake Greenlaw. Drake Greenlaw was seen sprinting on Monday on the side field. He is a few weeks out. It looks like he's on a week-to-week basis, it seems right now. I'm projecting a week 13 to 14 appearance for him. And then again, it'll be slow build up for him as he comes back again from a February Achilles tear, a full Achilles tear for the
stupidest injury in world history. And I don't mean stupid on his part. Just he was celebrating. He just jumped.
He wasn't even celebrating. He literally popped off the Achilles to sprint onto the field. And
you're right. That's right.
Just went. And Fred, and again, the NFL Films has a video of Fred just being in shock, and just the whole. You can really tell that the catalyst of the Niners' downfall in Super Bowl 58 kind of stemmed from that play. Everything kind of went to hell right after that. It didn't also help that John Feliciano got hurt, which, speaking of John Feliciano, his practice window has been opened. Could come off the IR. That could be anytime from this week to the next 3 weeks. I expect it to be week 11 will be when we see him activated, because the Niners can use some rotational help on that offensive line. It's looking like Jake Brendel, the center, will keep his starting job, but the Feliciano will serve as backup on the interior at both the center spot and the guard spots, especially with Aaron Banks battling some injuries this year, battling some consistency issues. They're going to need all the help they can get. And Feliciano, when he was healthy last year, was a rock right there. Dominic Pooney said it and forget it. He is the guy on the right side, but that left side right there is what I'm watching for them. And then Talanoa Hufanga. And this is something that we don't have a ton of news on because it's very kept on the wraps. He is on IR right now with the torn ligaments in his wrist. But the signing that will be coming later today, and what got reported yesterday, of Tashaun Gibson coming back into the fold for the 49ers yesterday, is indicative that it's not going to be soon for Talanoa Hufanga to come back. And I don't even know if it'll be this season, to be completely honest with you guys. There was that report that came out initially from Mike Silver that he was done for the year. He was going to have to, if he was going to play, it was going to be playing with the cast. It's risky. It's risky for all parties involved, both the Niners and Hufanga, to play injured. He could do it. It's just how effective will he be, especially for a guy known for his tackling and his, burst ability. So bringing back Tashaun Gibson to help nurture along these young, again, the Niners have a very young safety group. Malik Mustafa, Jair Brown, both year 1 and year 2, respectively, playing well. But again, all the veteran leadership you can get. So bringing Gip back after his 6-game suspension was kind of a no-brainer decision for them, and one that made a lot of sense. So while the Niners didn't add anyone massive per se, just kind of getting some guys healthy and back in the fold to a degree is really what they're holding their hat on. And the boost in the locker room was definitely felt.
Emil, I'm curious about that. When you mentioned Greenlaw, I think both Dave and I kind of perked up. That sounds intriguing. So what do you think in the way Warner's played this year? Like I can picture if Greenlaw can come back to what he was, he's just such a terror back there. Like what could that defense look like with a healthy Greenlaw to go with what Warner's been doing this year?
Yeah, well, it'll shock you guys, actually, considering that the Niners' defensive issues this year have been kind of glaring, and, their lapses has been very glaring. But yet the Niners are 6th in DVOA defensively. Their secondary has been rock solid for the most part. Even Renardo Green, their young cornerback, their second-round pick this year, he was the highest-rated player in the Cowboys game at 91.6 on PFF. He was phenomenal. And so adding another guy to the linebacker core, which I think is where things have struggled outside of Fred Warner, obviously. I as much as we wanted to see Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles take that leap, he hasn't. As much as we wanted Devondre Campbell to be that sub gap, he's really struggled and hasn't shown the athleticism he had a couple years ago when he was an All-Pro. And so getting a guy like Dre Greenlaw back, even if he's not going to be 100%, I don't expect him to be 100% if he comes back this season, just because of the injury and the timeline it takes to ramp your body up into football shape. It's still a boost for them because that guy is one of their emotional leaders and Fred's counterpoint, his Robin to Fred's Batman, honestly. And so to have a guy like Greenlaw and fly around the field, hopefully at least a 75% is still, in my opinion, a better boost than having Devondre Campbell out there, who had his best game against the Cowboys, but has been a nightmare in coverage, an absolute nightmare in coverage. And the Niners are aware of that. And that's why D Winters has gotten a lot of snaps. And if not for injuries, D would be getting more. Again, he's on concussion protocol right now.
Who's more likely to you of the young defensive players to be a future Pro Bowler? And both or neither is an acceptable answer. Malik Mustafa or Florida State's Renardo Green, who have simultaneously impressed and also a couple times maybe a head shake. They're rookies, but I love the way Mustafa hits, dude. I just wonder how good of a player he's going to be in the long run.
Yeah, no, Malik's a great guy. And Malik makes fun of himself, too. I don't know if you guys saw that meme after week 7 where Mahomes trucked him in the end zone, and he was like, I got cooked. He made fun of himself. It was great. It was great. At least he has a light heart about that one. Hey, welcome to the NFL, buddy. Again, you're not always the biggest guy. But in terms of your question, Dave, and this might surprise some people, I'm picking Renardo Green to be the Pro Bowler out of the two. I think Renardo Green, it was really evident, when you watch the tape from him at Florida State, he locked down Malik Neighbors at Florida at LSU in college, and he is a man-to-man matchup nightmare. What his issues was that he hated playing zone. He's always not liked playing zone, and he had to learn how to play zone in the NFL. So they're throwing him a different spot. They're changing him in and out with Yamador Lenore, who's mostly their nickel corner. They're throwing him at nickel as well, too, because that's mostly a man-to-man role. And so when Renardo's allowed to be Renardo, he's been excellent. He's been a ball hawk, like glue to these wide receivers. And it's not a surprise that he's getting more of these snaps because the opportunities are needed. The Niners need these rookies to hit. And I think we can all agree sitting here at this table right now that the 2024 class is looking to be one of the best under John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan in 7 years. And respectfully, they need it to be because the rest of the team hasn't been able to stay healthy. It's been the year from hell for this Niners franchise, not having all their weapons and disposal. And the fact that they're 4-4 getting out of this bye and now entering their toughest stretch of the season, they need all these guys to hit. And Pooney's been rock solid, hasn't allowed a quarterback hit or a sack yet. And so I would throw Renardo Green there as the all-pro just because of his intangibles, but Ronald Mustafa because of his charisma and overall ability to just lay the boom. I mean, he's definitely up there as well.
Emil, that tough stretch begins this weekend in Tampa against the Buccaneers. Short week for them. What do you think about this matchup? Tampa and Baker Mayfield's actually had a really good season this year. What do you think about the matchup with Tampa?
It's a really good one. It's one that the Niners have in the last 2 years been coming out the victors that they played in the last 2 seasons. And yet I don't feel like anyone's as confident in the Niners beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year as they were the previous 2 years, considering that Baker will be without his 2 weapons in Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. He will not have them for this game. And even then, he took the Chiefs down to the wire on Monday Night Football. And really, if not for going for too late, they could have won that game. So it's really incredible what Baker has done under Todd Bowles. But I do think the Niners will have the advantage, especially if McCaffrey does play in this game. We'll see how the weather goes. And especially, this is the first rest advantage the Niners have had all season. We forget the Niners have played back-to-back teams coming off a bye, both in Kansas City and Dallas. This time it's flipped. The Niners are coming off a bye, and Tampa played on a Monday night. Not only that, an overtime game on Monday Night Football. So they're extra, fatigued coming off of that game. So the Niners will have a clear rest advantage, and the Niners historically have won 70% of their games coming out of the bye under Kyle Shanahan. So this is the time for them to get their lickings back, and it kind of starts this week in Tampa. And if it doesn't, oh boy, because they got Buffalo and Green Bay on the road coming up here, and they kind of need to win the couple of these the next 4. So
needless to say, the 49ers right now 5.5-point favorites in Tampa Bay. We were talking about this the other day. I mean, weirdly enough, you may remember the Niners were in a little bit of trouble last year at the bye, and they went into Jacksonville coming off the bye on the road. Jacksonville was 6-2. People forget 6-2 going into that game. The Niners were floundering, and they beat them, I think, 34-3. Just
they ran them over.
Kind of interesting that it's not exact, but you're going to Florida. You're off the bye week, and I think a lot of Niner fans, maybe unfairly, are expecting a very similar second half to the season this year as they got last year.
Niner fans have unrealistic expectations sometimes, and I think we need to temper the brakes. We have to see it to believe it right now, because even though the Niners beat the Cowboys and had a convincing third quarter, they let that game get way too close for comfort. And the Niners have done that a couple times this year. If not for some late game blunders against the Rams and Cardinals, they would be 6-2, and we feel better about them. But I can't say any of these games this year, besides week 1 against the Jets, the Niners have confidently beaten a team from 1 quarter to 4. They haven't done that at all since week 1. So we have to really see it to believe it. And maybe that starts with McCaffrey coming back, but we'll see. And so Tampa Bay is going to be a tough one, especially with Vita Vea up in the middle of that line going up against Jake Brendel and all the guards. So it'll be a tough sledding for them, and one of their toughest matchups they had so far.
That's Emil Fergoso, San Francisco 49ers insider for your home of the Niners, Sacktown Sports. Appreciate you, Emil. We'll educate you more off air on pizza and pipes, and we'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, take care. That's Emil Fergoso. We'll take a break. When we come back, the return of Davion Mitchell to Sacramento. We take a quick look at tonight's Kings-Raptors game, followed by a little 3 in the key in the next segment, and crosstalk with Styles and Watkins. Just a 1-minute break. We're back after this.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Got a knack for making things better.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
What am I missing on the rejoin here? Not that I mind.
Davion Mitchell's back.
Okay. That's what I was missing. I asked the question.
This is Davion singing.
This is actually, wasn't it? I'm so sorry if this is wrong. Wasn't it Davion Mitchell who had like a niece and nephew that sang a song and they like had really good harmony? Maybe they did it for Deuce and Mo or something. Why do I have that in my brain?
Sounds familiar. I don't know if it's Davion though.
I thought it was.
Was it Halliburton? I don't know.
I thought it was Davion's like niece and nephew or something. I could be wrong. Anyways, something like that. Davion Mitchell back in Sacramento tonight. Hopefully leaves with a big fat L. No offense, Davion. Gets to see some old friends, eat at some old restaurants. And the Kings looking for a little revenge because Jason Ross, some people may not be old enough to remember pizza and pipes, but they are old enough, I would imagine, to remember the Sacramento Kings losing to the Toronto Raptors just this last Saturday, 131-128 in OT. And I think Davion had a lot of fun playing against his old team.
Yeah, he was a pest.
Oh, he was the pestiest. He's starting for the Raptors, 37 minutes, 4 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 steals. I will say this, Jason. I don't think because the overall picture is rosy, I think we kind of push on from it. But not only did the Kings kind of blow the Davion Mitchell pick, but they also kind of blew the trade. Like,
that part of it. Yeah, because what was it? Sasha
Vezenkov and Davion Mitchell for Jalen McDaniels, who we knew when he got here, he was almost certainly like this. And by the way, I get why the argument back, I'm sure, would be something like, not only do we need roster space, but more importantly, we had to move the money around in order to be able to get DeMar DeRozan.
Correct.
I get it.
Yeah, it was layers, but the actual that transaction was not a win for the Kings. That part of it.
Not at all. And now you've got a guy who's playing starters minutes, granted for a team that's not that great, but I understand also that Davion Mitchell's a little bit repetitive, and that's really where, look, I don't want to be that guy right now, but I do have to say it. I love Monty McNair. You got rid of you moved on from Davion Mitchell, in part, I think, because he was a duplicate and what they thought they have in Keon Ellis. But the one thing that I'm really curious about is Devin Carter. Because in Devin Carter, granted, not the exact same, but you're drafting another high-energy defensive guard after you just gave away not that kind of. After you just gave away, literally, like gave away, you kind of paid to get rid of your top 10 draft pick from
Right.
like 3 years ago. And now you're adding another.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little more offense too for Carter, but we have to wait and
Sure,
see that.
sure.
I mean, there's plenty of guys that are good offensive players in college that aren't the same in the pros. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, on the transaction part, but I think if Davion was still here, it would really be a logjam, and maybe they wouldn't have taken Carter.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, I know they did, but like they had to clean that up a bit. And for Davion, I don't like. To me, what do you think of when you think of Davion as a King?
Work ethic.
That's the first. Like any other like specific games, moments, plays?
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what I think of Davion. I think of Davion as a guy who I honestly, and by the way, it's not like he's 30. I really, really thought, and this is why I forgive them for the pick.
Yeah.
I thought he was just going to be so much better when you combine his defense.
You thought he could start, like if they just gave him the keys to start as the point guard.
I once said that I could see a day eventually where Davion Mitchell was the best all-around guard on this team, which was not to me a shot at De'Aaron Fox. My thought process was he's already right now one of the top on-ball backcourt defenders in the entire league as a rookie, and he's only going to get better. Number two, everyone saw it. There were times when Davion Mitchell would flash to the basket and just was quick as a blur. And there were also times where Davion would take an outside shot, whether it's a three or a perimeter shot, and just this rainbow splash. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you can see he has it in him to do this offensively. Combine that with his work ethic, and around year 3, year 4, this could be an all-star caliber player. And he hasn't gotten there. And it really does it is kind of an enigma to me because and it may just be that he's 6 feet tall, but Chris Paul is 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And that's his guy.
At best.
You know what I think of when I think of Davion Mitchell? Game 7 of the series with the Warriors, when everyone is saying, why isn't he out there guarding Steph?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing that comes to mind.
I had that thought, Chris. I had
right.
the thought. Actually, I even go to like Vegas in Summer League.
Oh, yeah.
Sequence where he was just.
They won that year, right?
Yeah.
He did.
Yes.
He was locking up book night. Like when he got in those moments, whether it was in Vegas or other times where he would have about a 6-second time frame, which is a lot in the NBA, where literally the player couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen all the time.
No.
But sometimes you're like, man, they're trying to go right. They're trying to go left. And he's staying right with them, step for step, sliding with him. Just he's a gifted defender.
And Davion Mitchell is the type of defender. And I, we always talk about how defense isn't as celebrated as offense, but I make the case with a guy like Davion. When you have Davion, whether it's a bigger deal if it's a Steph Curry type, but when you have Davion locked onto somebody on the perimeter and they're just doing the flailing back and forth and Davion's locking him up and eventually gets the turnover or out of bounds or something, as far as crowd and momentum goes, that is every bit as big as as a dunk, every bit as big, probably bigger than a blocked shot. Like, that's the type of defense that actually wakes a crowd up and turns them into a frenzy. And Davion has the ability to do that multiple times a game.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
not tonight.
And I promise, by the way, we will return. It's kind of a sleeping giant right now. We will return to the Devin Carter conversation at some point in the future too, where you also drafted a guy that we still have never gotten clarity. Did they know he was going to probably miss his entire rookie year? Is he that good at this timeline? They're on the clock with that one too, dude, because that also kind of made me shake my head. We'll take a break. 3 in the key for tonight. Also, what to watch. It's a big schedule in the NBA, followed by crosstalk. We'll get to that right after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
If you're looking for an Affordable Care Act health insurance plan, you have good timing. It's the open enrollment period, and there's an easy way to search, Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see a list of ACA plans available to you in your area. If you have questions, or when you're ready to choose a plan, there are licensed insurance agents ready to help you apply. See how easy it can be to find your next health insurance plan at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Man, Pizza and Pipes Nation is showing out on social media. I realize it's always fun when you stumble onto something
that would be like the perfect place to just put your phone away for a while.
Absolutely, dude. Just take in all the sensory overload that's going on at Ye Old Pizza and Pie. I was saying to Chris, Pizza and Pipes Nation showing up on social media.
They're there?
A lot of people are, including somebody provided a picture of the sign at
100%.
Now, where did you say it was?
It was on Arden.
Arden, somewhere in Arden.
Arden and Fulton?
Yes.
Something like that, I think. We used to drive up from South Central Carmichael.
Think about it. You from Carmichael, me from South Sac.
That's right.
Enjoying the same spot.
Just bonding together over music and pizza.
It's got to be up there with Arco of just bringing the community together.
Absolutely. Nothing unifies a community of all shapes, sizes, and walks of life than a big organ. And that's what Pizza and Pipes had. That Wurlitzer that was like $90,000. I think that was like the most expensive thing in there.
Did you ever get a chance to play it?
No, and I wanted to.
I think one time
so badly.
I snuck up there and I pressed on one of the pedals. Like nothing played.
Could they maybe bring something like that? Maybe not an organ, but like, what about like an accordion or something?
A what?
A what?
An accordion. What about pizza and bagpipes?
Accordion and anchovies.
We've got pizza for the lot of you. Calm down to pizza and bagpipes.
Pepperoni, mushroom, and amazing grace just all go together.
And if you're brave enough to take on the haggis challenge.
Pepperoni and haggis. You guys ever try anchovies on a pizza?
Yes.
My dad used to. he got we had to rule him out because he'd get him on like his half of the pizza. Yeah, and but the whole rest of the pizza would stink.
Yeah.
I know.
I will say, because like as a kid, you hear like, oh, that's the worst topping ever. And one of my friends in high school, he got one, and it was one of those things like, just try it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh no, I'll never taste that. And it's like, oh, this isn't bad.
So here's the thing about an anchovy on a pizza. I get it because of the salt. And anchovies used in Caesar salad, the actual dressing, if it's made right, blah, blah, blah. I can't get over the fishy taste though. Like there's a fish.
Yeah,
I don't want fish taste in my pizza.
Yeah.
Fish taste is disgusting to me. I don't like fish taste. I don't know how to describe it. But
You don't like fish taste?
Fish taste? Fish taste.
You like fish taste in your mouth?
I don't know how to describe it. Some people love the taste of like fish, which like I like sushi because the raw stuff doesn't really taste like fish.
Right.
If you cook it, come on, man. Nobody can. If you cook any form of fish in the house stinks and it smells like fish for like 4 days.
Oh, if you've got like a nice like lemon and like lemon marinade with it, it gives it like a nice smell.
It smells like a cat box. And I understand that there's like fishier kinds of fish.
Yeah.
But like salmon's the big one for everyone. And I get salmon, but like I like lox. I like smoked salmon, but again, it's kind of raw. And the smoke takes out that, but just that fish taste, honestly, it makes me want to puke.
Yeah.
Like fish taste and egg taste. I don't like the taste. Like I like eggs as a vehicle for other flavors. I don't like egg.
Wow.
Like if you bite into a hard-boiled egg, you're telling me like no salt and pepper. You just bite a hard-boiled egg in half. You're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just that.
The
it's pretty
chalky
plain.
yolk,
It's fine.
that farty flavor in your mouth. No, I'm just
A
saying.
little bit of salt and pepper. Yeah. And you're good. But yeah.
My mom used to just dip them in, like, I think mayo,
Fish,
mustard. I don't know. Just weird stuff. Yeah, that's the other thing, man. Pickled herring. Because I got a bunch of my mom's side's all Jews, and they do all the and I like most of the food, but then they get the pickled herring on one of the big old crackers, one of those big old flat Manischewitz cracker.
Mm.
No thanks. Raptors, Kings, Warriors, and Celtics. Hey, Warriors and Celtics. Hey, Warriors and Celtics.
Yeah. Warriors getting into a little scheduling gauntlet here.
Oh, my goodness. I saw that earlier,
After
Jason
they've
Ross.
had a little easier stretch.
Yeah, now
in which they've won.
6-1.
Yeah, but look at their next 5.
Yeah, their next 5 are brutal. At Boston. That's tonight, 4:30. At undefeated Cleveland. At Oklahoma City. Between now and Sunday, that's what they're doing before they come home for Dallas, Memphis, and the Clippers. And then they go on the road against, whatever. Dude, I don't know that there is a tougher right now. I don't know that there's a tougher threesome than Boston, Cleveland, and Oklahoma City in the NBA.
There's one loss.
There's one loss.
And it's
between
Boston.
That's insane. They're playing 3 teams on the road consecutively. They're a combined 22-1 against a Warriors team that is currently 6-1. I will tell you, dude, if the Warriors, let's say the Warriors win 2 of these 3.
Oh, wow.
Not even 3-0. They win 2 of 3. I'm officially scared of the Warriors again.
Okay.
Oh, God. What if Buddy Hield wins a championship with the Warriors? That would be honest. Well, you would. I know what you'd pick. I was going to ask you which would be worse, the Yankees or. I'm going to ask myself which would be worse, watching the Dodgers win the World Series or watching. Oh God, I'm going to say it, dude. I would rather watch the Dodgers win the World Series than watch Buddy Hield raise a trophy with the Warriors.
Is it easier to say it because it's already happened?
Buddy Hield with the Warriors?
No, the Dodgers winning. They just won last week.
Yeah, but I would rather watch them win 2 in a row. I'd rather watch, if you gave me a choice between the Dodgers winning another World Series next year or Buddy Hield and the Warriors winning the championship this year, I would take Dodgers.
Is the scale more Buddy Hield or Warriors?
It's like, it's like Yes, it's like
anchovies
both.
on your pizza.
That's what I was gonna say, except not pizza. Except if pizza was all turds, and you had to eat a turd sandwich.
Turdshovies.
Yeah, and then you had to put, and they were like, "Oh, here's your turd sandwich. By the way, we're gonna add some anchovies to it. You have to eat that too." Buddy Hield is the anchovy of the turd sandwich.
This is getting very close to our would you rather.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, I don't think. It's
that far with you with Buddy?
It's not just okay.
No, but just Buddy on his own.
It's not personal. It's not really. Well, he did.
Sounds like it.
He said the thing about Sacramento.
Yeah.
Okay, but also, and I don't hate. Look, I don't hate Buddy Hield. Like I really don't. He is a very nice guy.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the
one Twitter account loves him.
I'm gonna do the would you rather kind of scenario.
Okay.
Buddy gets traded randomly this year to Boston. So Boston can win the championship and Buddy gets the ring, or the Warriors thrive out of this and the Warriors win a championship.
With Buddy Hield?
No.
Oh, you're saying would I rather?
So I'm trying to separate the two.
So would I rather Golden State win the championship, nobody Hield, or
Buddy goes to another team?
Buddy in the Celtics.
I pick Celtics, but whatever. Pick
Buddy in the other team. I'd rather
so
that.
it's more the Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was saying, he ate the pizza. He's the anchovies. That would just make it worse. Because there's not that's the whole like I don't know, dude. Like you're in your 20s and you're dating this really annoying girl, and she annoys you so badly that you break up with her, and then she ends up with like this dude you don't like, but all he ever talks about, you hear about, is how like, oh, she's like the coolest chick ever, and they get married and they have like a beautiful marriage, and there's a party that's like, no, you sucked with me, and now you're cool with what, and then inevitably you hate it because subconsciously you're saying, wait, was the problem the whole time me? I think that's part of the thing. It's like, was it not Buddy? Was it us? Was it the Kings? I refuse to believe that, even if it's true. I refuse to believe that the Kings hold any responsibility whatsoever. We're not the ones that made him fumble the ball out of bounds.
Sure.
We're not the ones that made him make terrible decisions, although now that he's on the Warriors and surrounded by Draymond Green and Steph Curry, maybe he's afraid to make terrible decisions.
Could be.
Yeah, we saw what happened to Jordan Poole.
Right.
When we come back, let's
Maybe we didn't do 3 in the key.
I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
When we come back, crosstalk with Styles and Watkins. But first, it's time for 3 in the key, which was my plan the whole time to say that. Just like that. And not go to break without forgetting about it. Jason Ross.
Now that I believed.
You totally believed it.
All right. Davion Mitchell's in the house again tonight.
Yeah,
so we're
he is.
asking for his points and steals.
Davion Mitchell, 12 points, 3 steals.
I have 9 and 3. Chris?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Points and steals for Davion Mitchell.
He will have 3 steals and 7 points.
All right. We all have 3 steals. We're looking for the Clutch Kings here. Fourth quarter points for Fox. Fourth quarter points for DeRozan.
Give me Nate's in there giving me a thumbs up randomly.
See, now you know how I felt in the last question.
Give me 7 for DeRozan and 7 for Fox.
Wow. I have 6 and 6.
What?
Okay.
10 for DeRozan, 7 for Fox.
All right. And then last thing, random stats.
I just like to say, by the way, the reason I had it at 7 and 7 and not more is because I'm hoping they don't play a lot in the fourth quarter.
Okay. It's still 14 points in the quarter. That's good.
That's good. Well, random stat.
Mm-hmm.
Davion Mitchell will block a De'Aaron Fox shot and then celebrate to the crowd.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I have first time this season the Kings will shoot above 40% from 3.
What?
They finally do. Chris?
Keegan will have a double-double.
Okay. There you go. We did it.
The key has been 3'd. We'll take a break. When we come back, Crosstalk, Styles Watkins, Celebrity Birthday is next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
I don't have your neck bell to wave. There we go. I almost hit Jason in the neck with the cowbell.
Almost did. And the pumpkin and this.
No, I threw it. Chris made a really stupid joke.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
That made me so mad. And then I was throwing stuff and I threw it and it bounced off the purpley bouncy stuff on the walls. Yep. And it almost hit Jason.
It lodged in right there, like right on my neck.
Off the wall?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, look who's coming in here.
I'm playing through injury.
Yeah.
Not everybody does.
No.
Not everybody does.
Yeah. Not all things created.
Imagine
I wish
not.
it were me. I wish I could just absorb your germs and make my body fight them.
It's always nice when somebody's in the studio that isn't wearing headphones.
Yeah.
Alan. All of a
Just a
sudden,
long
we
pause.
stop talking and he turns around like, what? We were just talking about the fact that, Chris, your Golden State Warriors are 6-1.
Yes, very proud.
They play at Boston tonight,
Mhm.
then at Cleveland,
Yes.
then at Oklahoma City. Woof.
3-0. Yeah.
And how happy is Alan going to be if that happens? Good morning, Alan. How
Morning. Good.
Good. How you doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here.
Excited about the show today?
Sure.
You're looking very vesty.
Yeah.
Vestish.
Manifesting.
Yeah, manifesting.
Yeah, there you go.
Manifest destiny.
Yeah, I can't fall.
Manifest.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's a good point. What's coming up on the show today? We usually do this at the end. Let's do it at the beginning.
Why not?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of Kings finally getting back to some Niners talk now that the bye week is over. And what would be worse if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl undefeated and lose, or your Warriors blowing that 3-1 lead after having the best record in the history?
Oh, Warriors definitely.
Warriors thing has never been done before.
Right? I think that's why it'll hold.
Yeah.
Because the Mahomes wouldn't be the first to do it.
No, Brady did. Then you'd have the two goatiest quarterbacks of all time.
Right.
Also, though, this is the one thing that bothers me, though. Was it 16 games or less with the Dolphins when they won it?
I think it was less. Yeah, I think it was like 14.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
they went 17-0.
Come
right?
on. I mean, the Patriots won 18-1. You know,
owned by
I think
Eli.
it was more impressive.
You think that 18-1 was more?
Patriots,
I'm with you.
I mean, I was alive for it.
Oh, also, if those Patriots beat, if they played those Dolphins, the Patriots would destroy them. Well, also because a lot of the
Dolphins
Dolphins
out of the water.
No, either way. Mainly because a lot of those Dolphins aren't with us anymore. Oh, and if they are, they're like 90. So yeah. Like imagine Gronk just going up against random 72 Dolphin that's alive. It's not going to work out.
Probably not.
I think it's really petty that they do the champagne thing every year. You know, they like allegedly
but I think
don't they meet up too?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
they know it's petty though.
Yeah, like that's kind of crazy.
They do
what
it.
is this?
The Dolphins, the
72
undefeated Dolphins team, like every year, the last undefeated team gets their first loss. They all meet up and like pop champagne.
So my question is, do they all get together on Sundays, or do they wait till the loss and then get together like on Monday?
Oh, they wait till the loss, and then
they're all
it's
retired.
It's at some point during the week because I don't think they're all living in the same
Black Bear Diner.
retirement. Yeah, yes, they're all at Black Bear Pizza and Pipes.
Yes.
Didn't the leader? Yeah, Mercury Morris just died in September, and I think he was like the leader of them.
Yeah,
I
Larry
like that name.
I know Mercury.
Mercury Morris is
That's a great football running back.
running back / kick returner.
Yeah,
Oh,
come on,
Mercury Morris.
you're not touching that guy.
Nope.
Smash tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tank. I'm not. Oof. Yeah. Get out of the way.
Nothing
Billy.
says birthdays, and family, and friends. Like our good friends at Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies, sponsor of our celebrity birthday
Where are
segment. What? Weren't they just here a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
I'm not
What
saying.
was the segment that they were here for?
I believe it was celebrity birthdays.
No.
Friday Fun and Games?
Wasn't it downstairs?
Yeah.
Sure was. Oh, that's right. He wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Oh, that's right. By the way, how was that?
I mean, I carried it.
Yeah. What about LeBron?
He was very upset with me.
Why? What'd you do?
It's not kumbaya.
It's not?
Alan went full Chef Ramsay for the round table.
Oh, were you yelling and being all, yeah?
He was cooking.
Did Whitey sing a song?
Well, we were stuck in between time, didn't know what to do, so I ended up smashing one of those monsters from from what was it, Country in the Park?
Those are our coworkers, man.
Jeez.
Respect for
Cody, Tom, the rest of the
Wow, it had to have been Tom.
Yeah, right. 100% was Tom.
Monster.
He said that, but Tom did not hear him.
So I was, I was on one.
Wow, look at you! Chance to grab the spotlight. You took it.
Oh, I did.
That's the hit, doctor.
That's why LeBron didn't like it.
Celebrity birth. Well, I am kind of glad I wasn't there then, because then that just would have been
That's why you had to be there.
That would have been a car crash.
There would have been
There's
a lot
only 4
of mic
mics.
sharing.
Yeah.
Me and Jason.
Yeah. We got close.
Celebrity birthdays, Jason Ross.
Happy birthday today to Emma Stone.
Hermio.
No, that's Emma Watson. Emma Stone.
This is
take me
Easy
home.
A.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this? It's an easy A for you?
The Eagles one.
Emma Stone
Something
is
playbook.
Emma Stone's
Big Devin Booker fan.
Emma
Is she
Stone's
really?
42.
No way, right?
Huh?
38.
Super bad.
Super bad.
Super bad guess.
No, 38. No, the Eagles one was not her.
Silver Linings Playbook. Yeah, that's Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes. Now I got there.
Emma
Cruella.
Stone, 30. Yes, 36.
Hunger Games.
39.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Chris Watkins,
No,
36.
that's
Yes,
not
love
He's
her.
still on a heater.
Yeah,
You got me, Jason.
You won't.
I'm upset with myself.
you won't.
Terrible.
Happy birthday to Ethan Hawke.
Ooh,
Black
just watched
Phone.
his movie
AJ's
last
brother.
night.
What movie?
The Purge.
Oh,
Black Phone.
Train
Sinister.
my wife took me to see Black Phone in the theater. It's like the most random theater movie I've ever seen. I've seen like 5 movies in the theaters in the last 10 years, and one of them is Black Phone.
And you're going back because Black Phone 2's coming
Oh,
out.
is there? I didn't think Black Phone 1 was that great.
I didn't either.
Ethan Hawke is
Got to put something on Peacock.
60 years old.
I'm done with the glitching on Peacock. It's out of control. I was trying to watch Love Island yesterday.
You can say that on the air. 60 years old.
60?
Yeah.
He's been around for a while.
57.
Nope. If anything, I'm
No,
I'm young.
don't say that.
I'm on the young side.
No,
if
you're
anything.
not.
63.
No.
59.
Who is this guy?
He's Ethan Hawke.
Come
dude.
on.
He's in Black Phone.
Come
No
on.
correct answers. The closest is Alan
Thank you.
Styles.
Told you.
54.
What are you guys talking
he's
about?
not that
You
old.
guys are the right.
I mean, I saw him in The Purge. He looked awful.
Ethan Hawke looks very rough.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
believe so.
He looks fine.
But you know what?
Well, we already know the age. So.
Yeah,
Let's-
he's gonna
we'll-
look it
we'll
up.
get-
He's going to look handsome.
No,
Yeah, no, that's a
Make
good.
sure you pull up.
I'm
Looks
pretty
like
sure he looks like a bird.
he honestly.
In Black Phone, he looked better with the mask on.
Ethan Hawke looks like Diet Mickey Rourke. Honestly,
Oh,
like
my
not
God.
as bad. Okay,
Dude,
come on,
that
man.
guy.
Okay, look.
Come on, with that hair.
That's Ethan Hawke as we
Okay.
remember.
Now,
it.
here's
that's
a
like,
guy.
That's like
That's
Dead Poet
54-year-old
Society.
That's
Ethan
Love
Hawke.
Island.
And then,
And then-
is
Look at that. That's Liam Neeson.
Look at that. That is right. That's
Get out of here.
And most recently, he was in The Trap.
That's
Night Shovel.
crazy.
yeah. That he did not age well at all.
No.
Look at
I'm the
that.
only one that
I
got
mean-
that one.
He looks like Lenny Dykstra in this picture. Anyway, who else?
Lamar
He looks
Odom.
like Josh Brolin.
A little bit. Also, did not age well. Huh?
Thor? Or no?
Lamar Odom.
Oh,
Yeah, also did not age well.
Jesus.
Now here's
Chris.
a guy.
Here's a guy.
least he's aging.
Lamar.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Goodness gracious.
Lamar Odom is 43.
I think you're actually close this time, finally. 47.
46.
50 on the nose.
What about the rest of his body?
Chris Watkins is the closest, 45.
We go.
Well, what did Chris say?
46.
Oh, I guess 43.
47.
I mean, not as close.
That's one more. And
Right.
he was one away.
He looks like James
Quickly.
Curtis.
All right, quickly. Last one, we're going to go with either Bowen Yang, Sally Field, or Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch.
Finchy.
Finch.
So-
Okay,
Bowen
Finch.
Yang is 31.
One. Yeah.
Who?
Bowen Yang.
Who's that?
Night
Bone
Live.
Yang?
Bowen from SNL. No.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm going to be on SNL one day.
Sally Field is 81.
Chris Finch, 56.
Finchy is 54.
You guys split. 55 for Finch.
No.
Bowen Yang is 34. Sally Field is 78.
I was closest. All right.
Yes,
What?
sure.
For everyone, me. What? Oh, I got you. Styles and Watkins next. Bye now.
He's pulling it out.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again.